What's up, and hello to everybody out there in the Snortex. Let's get ready to do this all over again. A number of things to talk about, not maybe as much as the last couple of days. Figure maybe let's pace ourselves a little bit here. So just a very quick recap of what happened with Phil yesterday. I do have a clip that we are going to take a peek at here from Snort Burnell, and that will more than likely get us till the time when the guy decides to go live, because of course he's been live for like 20 minutes and he hasn't decided to show up yet. So let's just go on ahead and jump into the clip here. Again, it is Snort Burnell. Big ups to Snort Burnell, of course. I forgot I had my speed at 1.5 times. I was trying to watch a few clips of that awful fucking Smark guys last night, and I was like, okay, we gotta speed this up. I couldn't figure out who fucking talks slower, the first idiot or the second idiot.
Now let's play the game!
These intros are so good.
God!
Jerry, big ups, what's going on? I appreciate you. Redbird, what's happening?
What the fuck?
Hello to everybody. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is where you are.
Shit!
Oh, Hawaii. Definitely still morning there then.
That is an epic fucking intro, dude.
I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be...
That guy he brought on sucked. Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe he decided to drop some of the like really, really bad lol cows. We're going to get into some of that because obviously we got to talk about it. We got to talk about this.
Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
People love to say dumb shit like, oh, well, you had a really great day yesterday, so that means today you don't need any support. But no, that's not how it works. That's not how business works. That's not how life works.
First stream of the day, and we have Pigroach saying that he needs his $150 for each stream. You can give him millions a day, and he'll still demand the $150 because he doesn't work, quote unquote, for free. Yeah, let's start out by saying the audacity of this bitch to make like $1,000, $1,100, something like that, show up like fucking 12 hours later, a little longer than 12 hours. I'm being facetious and being dramatic, but okay, so shows up 14 or 15 hours later and says, $150 now, please. I swear, the absolute audacity of this bitch.
Works just because you have a good day doesn't mean now you want to have a series of bad performances because then it negates the good day. So what we want to do is keep the momentum going. We want to try to hit the goals every stream if we can.
I wish every time he said the word momentum, he'd just get a small, painful, uncomfortable shock. Like one of those ones where like you just don't get enough Novocaine during the root canal. It won't kill you, but it's like, oh, okay. And it really strongly deters you from continuing to say the word. If that could happen to him every time he said the word momentum, I would be much, much happier.
It ain't gonna happen every stream, but
I also believe he changed last minute. I believe that once the other hosts were announced and then on top of it, everything happened with Ethan Ralph. I think he went, I maybe better get a slightly better, class of people on here. Although, not that I know anything about that. Hold on. I have this guy's name in my notes. Was it Cypress TV? Not that I know anything about that guy. Apparently he's a mod. I'm all excited. I'm all wound up. We're going to get there.
let's do it. Today we got a nice chill podcast. We got Pirate Yakuza where we're gonna hang out. We're back in Honolulu.
It was in fact not a chill podcast. He begged like a crackhead.
We're gonna be doing side missions, but also advancing the main plot. This is what we want to do. So
There's no way he didn't do a rug pull because then it all, it came out, in the open. And like I say, the thing with Ethan Ralph, I don't think like he maybe necessarily had, it in full control. And we know how this guy is about control.
let's do that. Let's continue with the momentum.
Treating nice old people into giving you their money. Just how big of a jerk are you? Per our discussions on this show, I have purchased the Piranha...
More frivolous expenses to keep elderly babies happy. VLX, thanks for the 2, honey. Is this what girls talk about? I more so put that title because he does a lot of shit talking. Basically, the other dude just sucked this dude off. That's what happened there. And this guy talked a bunch of smack about how his boyfriend broke up with him. So, yeah, girls talk about that, especially when they get dumped. Trust me, I was a high school girl once, fucking 80,000 years ago. We get upset when we're broken up with, and this guy definitely got broken up with.
Plant Super Mario Lego set. It is really cool. Like, I can't wait to build this thing. It looks neat. It's good quality.
Am I worried for my liver drinking so much? What are you talking about? What do you mean drinking so much? The last marathon was a month ago. You realize?
For Pigroach, there's never enough gin. Alcoholics usually regret drinking so much when they start vomiting and defecating blood. Yes, perhaps might be a point of regret, but maybe not necessarily a point of change.
That, right? It was early March. We did the Five Nights at Freddy's marathon. No, I'm not too worried.
Do I drink gin after?
For Pigroach, there's never... Oh, I already read that one. Haha, I'm stupid.
Yes, I do. I jump into an entire bathtub full of gin and I submerge myself for several hours. It's the only way to live. You can't overdose of gin. The king of gin? Whoa, what's going on, Gamer Chris?
The juicy disability checks continue to flow like water in a river.
$50 super chat from Gamer Chris today. I've never run into this thing before. What is it, a money creature? Yeah, look.
Yeah, it's a money creature.
Money creature. It just throws money around. What the hell was that?
Oh, it's
Likewise,
so good.
all the money I make goes to itching.
We have a segment with zero self-awareness. Pigroach always complains about some people or situations that literally reflect his situation. And this is, again, talking about how people are going to, throw money at Nintendo, so on and so forth. When really he should be happy that, this brainwashing works.
Wow. Really, I swear people like to make...
No one showed up to this stream, this fucking Yakuza thing. I poked in a couple of times, and I think it was like 171. I should have actually written it down when I saw it, but I didn't. I just kind of it went on about my day, but there wasn't even 200 people. I took a peek at this guy's actual stream, and then I actually went over to Raw Phil, and I don't even think there were 300 people in Raw Phil's. Like, nobody fucking cared. Like, there wasn't even anything to like make fun of or whatever. It was just bad.
Have I not always said, literally,
is the topic of dental health on the docket today? No, it really
not
isn't.
about attendance
We are going to talk about him, though.
at all. It's about engagement, and it's about support.
And we're going back and forth here, as usual. We're flip-flopping. He always says he doesn't really care how many people watch his stream as long as he gets money. But, then when no one shows up, he's mad that no one shows up. Anything that makes him look, essentially slightly unsuccessful. And he is. He's not successful, but anything that makes him look really bad, of course, he's got to talk about, I switched to Truth Seekers, and Steve made it kind of interesting. They're just that, yeah, you did. I think last night for Smart guys especially, I really do think that you definitely kind of needed somebody, as a host of something. I thought about jumping on, but I did the Ethan Ralph one, and I couldn't even sit around for an hour, and I wasn't going to bring everybody over here to hang out and then be like, fuck this, it's fuck this shit o'clock, I quit.
Or a combination of attendance, engagement, and support, okay? I am a... Of
course, he's got to have all those numbers up.
Thanks. Perhaps they're leaving tips after the fact and saying, hey, this is for...
He's really clinging on to those, super thanks.
Made it so we had nothing.
Oh, yeah, we caught him falling asleep here. I didn't catch him because I didn't watch this. Oh, that's a great shot. I wish there wasn't writing over it. Yeah, he was falling asleep. He loves that Yakuza game, so much. So here this is pretty good.
Two birds, one stone.
Fading out.
Just like before.
He does that wild shake thing, like dog fresh out of the bath.
Made it so we had nothing left to lose.
We're losing him.
That was the price of
Grandpa, don't go into the light.
For this whole treasure hunt. Can't back down. Watch us lug the nuclear waste around. Them being here last time was pretty unusual.
Come on, you guys, this is worth $150. Really.
That reminds me.
I love gaming. Like I said, this is my passion. I love gaming. around 6:45 p.m. No, actually,
Streams continue to be powered by disability checks, 155 in donations, to continue doing everything except saving money for old age. I think Pigroach is very aware he won't live long. That's why he doesn't save anything. That is Snort Burnell's opinion, not necessarily mine, although I don't maybe think it's wrong.
actually 7 p.m. because actually I take a few minutes to get set up tech-wise for that
You
show.
can see the life leaving his body. You really can. You can just see like everything just like fading out.
The show starts a little later. Yes, around 7 p.m. Pacific time will be some fun, smart guys.
He's low energy except for when he's like hardcore begging or when the money's rolling in. The other day when he was getting the $1,000, he was just about it shitting his pants.
Action wrestling commentary show. I hope that you guys will join me for that. A mystery host, as I said, 3 mystery hosts. The first was Ethan Ralph last week. This week, someone different. And then next week, someone different, all leading up to WrestleMania. Okay.
Apparently next week I went back over to Raw Phil and watched like the last like 10 minutes or so because as Snort Burnell here says, a fake $25 tip, and we'll get there. And I'm telling you, this dude only has high energy when like any kind of money is coming in.
So that's tonight.
And from what he said right at the end, the third host next week is going to be some kind of doozy, whatever you say.
Wow.
This is what the first 2 have been right here.
The thing is about PPP.
During the night, Pigroach keeps talking shit about detractors and about PPP. He really wants the detractors to leave, maybe because he keeps losing key people because of his for him and his dirty business, although it's not really the detractors thing, so on and so forth. Yeah, he spent a lot of time with this gossipy, bullshit, mostly just talking smack about, Kino Casino and PPP. And this just really only goes to show, I mean, we don't really need any more proof or evidence, but the whole thing that I wanted to speak on regarding this was it's very, very clear. Not that I'm suggesting that these two were in like a romantic relationship, but whether it's romantic or platonic, when there's a breakup, when people decide to not be friends, not be in a relationship, whoever got slighted is the one who behaves like this, continuing to shit talk and continuing to try to drag the other person, through the mud. When you are the person who breaks up or ends a friendship or whatever, you usually don't sit around coping and seething and carrying on and really trying to, want to destroy someone's reputation. You're typically only behaving the way that Phil is behaving when you very clearly got slighted, when you very clearly got trolled, you got tricked, and you're angry and you're bitter. You don't normally go on and on and on. And it just kind of went like that for quite a while. And then just yet again, this person just trying to, kiss Phil's ass, looking for, I don't know, some kind of notoriety, some kind of a perfect or a permanent, spot. And nobody fucking showed up. There was a point where he was showing off his little, McDonald's toys that he was so excited about, and playing with toys and trading cards and, gossiping about boys. This is 2 16-year-old, girls. Well, I didn't want to be friends with him anymore anyway. I didn't want to, do it anymore anyway. Fuck him. He does this and he does that. And that coping that you do when anyone breaks up with you and you're like, well, they did me a favor. They did me a favor. I'm better off without them. I was going to break up with them if they didn't break up with me first. I was totally gonna. And you can hear just the extremely juvenile, petulant teenager behavior.
Is that he wants a certain level of attention or success, and whether that's views or money, that's what it's about. Even if you're having a show that you're having fun, right? I had tons of fun doing that show with him, but it gets to the point where, well, we've got to shill now for an hour. Like, well, no, we really don't. We don't have to make $600, $800, $1,000 a show. I don't need that.
By the way, the surprise guest is one of the few mods who still kisses ass. Yeah, this was a last minute fucking switcheroony, and you can't You can't tell me otherwise.
But he's used to that. Like, to him, he's going to turn on the camera. He's going to start.
Funny thing is, he was more upset about PPP breaking up with him than Panda Lee breaking up with him. I don't think, I'm not necessarily sure about that. I just think he was kind of getting clowned on for, you know, Panda Lee leaving. So I don't think he expressed a lot of that. And because this was much more, not that that wasn't maybe like embarrassing or humiliating, but this was much worse. You know, the dudes over at Keno Casino, they were getting him to, you know, put his socks on and show his feet and wiggle his feet in front of the camera and show his underwear and dance around and hump the floor on his hands and knees to do push-ups. And, you know, Panda Lee was just like, you're an asshole, you're a narcissist, and fuck you, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, people break up. But like this, personally, I kind of feel like, you know, Panda Lee hurt, but hurt in a different way. But I think that this just maybe looks worse because it was so public.
Start broadcasting, he wants to make a ton of money. And so that's why we had these giant bloated segments of him screaming at the audience, come on, open your wallets and do this and that. I didn't ever want that for the show. For me, this is something cool to diversify my content and to get back into something that used to be one of my hobbies. I think it's been a good show for the last 3 months. I don't know about the audience.
And as Snort Burnell says here, well, when he was, you know, doing that, you had no problem taking the money. I didn't see any messages back and forth between the two where you said, hey, can you calm down on, you know, asking people for subs and trying to get people, you know, riled up. Could you do this? Could you do that? There was no kind of, you know, even professional constructive criticism or anything like that. He seemed perfectly fine with it when it was working for him. He didn't seem too particularly upset about anything. PPP said he called Cat fat several times, and Phil just sat there and laughed. And you know what? I think he did.
Seems to be the consensus. People like the show. They want the show to continue. That's why I'm still doing it. But to me, yeah, if I have an off week where I don't even make $100, it's like not a big.
PPP reached the deepest part of Pigroach's cavity. That's why he keeps talking about him like an obsessed ex. Yeah, this dude got slighted. He got felted. One of the worst things you can do to someone like Phil with the narcissistic ego and the arrogance, he thinks he's 5 steps ahead of everybody all the time. And that's how narcissists typically like to feel. They know everything. They see everything. He says it all the time. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I saw that coming. No, the fuck he didn't. Rejection is one of the huge things you can do. Rejection or breakup or whatever. And the next, like, probably most painful thing you can do is outsmart one and publicly know that everyone knows he got outsmarted. He knows. He knows he got felted for putting it in his terms. He fucking knows. And that, like I say, is probably the second worst thing you can do. And damn, did the ego take a hit. And we saw what happened when the ego took a hit. Well, I did this whole thing all along, which was the stupidest fucking thing that could have ever been said. But this is really getting pathetic now. And, you know, PPP's been gone for weeks. You know, it's like, come on, guy. You know, get some tissues for your issues, go to therapy, and get the fuck over it now. Coffee Boy, thanks for the 2, honey. Phil talking more about PPP than his wife. Well, his wife hasn't burned him. He's got her nice and docile for the most part, I believe. You know, fairly mellow. I'm not trying to be rude, but it kind of sounds like if you, like, slide a plate of food in front of her, you know, she'll just kind of fucking go on about her business. Again, I'm not trying to be rude. But this is sad. This is pathetic. Steve, I completely fucking agree. I was going to stream it, and oof, bless your heart. I don't know how you got through that. I streamed the Ethan Ralph one. Oh my God. I had to end the stream and go check my fucking pulse. That was so bad. But like I say, Keno's been gone for weeks, and this is just, it's not a good look to continue to shit talk. And that's how we know, again, not like we don't have it sorted already, but this is just proof how badly he fucking got, you know, it destroyed by them. He was buying all their bullshit hook, line, and sinker. And one of the worst things you can do is outmaneuver somebody who's convinced they're outmaneuvering you.
Big deal, but to him, so that's what I mean. Like, he couldn't just focus on wrestling, how are you going to have a successful wrestling show when you're not just focusing on the subject? When you're pulling yourself into drama over here and bullshit over here, you just have to make it a good show at wrestling.
Yeah, that was what I was saying earlier. Steve restreamed it, and I think that this was one that, and the same with Ethan Ralph too. I just think it's something that I just don't feel that a lot of people could get through without a host, and even his, viewership, it reflected in that. And, because we were all expecting some drama, and we got, these two fucking weirdos, ball licking each other, which is like, okay, whatever. And all these shows are just excuses for Phil to, be a gossip girl and talk shit about PPP. It's why he brought Rich on. It's why he brought Ethan Ralph on. It's why all these very particular people are here who maybe don't like, the gentleman over at Kino Casino very much. So
first,
Obsession is not fucking normal human behavior. It is, mental illness. $68 of support so far tonight. Remember, when we hit 100, we'll be doing our first unpacking, and one of these 3 packs has the rare chase in it. So
after we played with the toys, or perhaps before, I don't quite know the order of the show, but either before or after, it doesn't matter. We showed everybody our McDonald's Happy Meal toys. Now it's time to play with the trading cards and do some more, pillow talk and talk about boys that we don't like.
let's get to 100 by the end of tonight. All right, right now, we got only 1 sub on Kick. We had a couple small super chats. We did have some tips, which was very generous. Thank you, Alex from Phoenix, for the big one. Let's get some more support tonight. All right,
It's just like Toy Story if Buzz had cucked Woody with Bo Peep in front of Andy.
let's hit that 100.
That's really funny.
In the next few minutes, actually, because I would love to do this unpacking before we actually get too heavily into Raw, so that we can see if we can get that chase, okay?
So thirsty to open up those cards. I mean, holy addiction, Batman. Christ.
What do you say people will think when they bring up DSP? The incident, and I'm a beggar, and I'm a thief, and I'm this, and I'm that. Oh.
Well, at least you have some self-awareness some of the time. That's really important. As a person, you should have a lot of self-awareness about your good points and your shortcomings.
Well, you know, when Phil tried to scam his fucking viewers.
Overall, I just want to say, Cypress TV, this was, in my opinion, this was the best wrestling discussion.
Kissing his mod's ass since Pigroach is really getting alone on his stream. No surprise to anyone that streams with 100, even with 140 viewers, have bots. Pigroach lost connection and he loses like 100 bots instantly.
I feel like I've ever had on the show. So thank you for that. I had a great time going back and
Cypress is going to go on Tooth Seekers. Come on, y'all. Like, first of all, that's really fucking funny. And I'm trying to not like die at how funny that is, but come on now, y'all.
Forth with you from the technical aspects of the show. I really thought
it's much funnier that he's actually kissing DSP's ass.
We worked well together in that. The thing is, people are used to this show being a lot of drama because of the former co-host. So because of that, anyone who was here for that tonight didn't really get it. So
Isaac, thanks for the 2, honey. He's like that carnival guy you try to avoid.
I think anyone who wants the wrestling is going to say the show was best, but everyone who is looking for drama is going to be like, this was boring. Well, yeah.
I know that YouTube is a sinking ship. There's no way I could get DSP Gaming to grow.
To be fair, the one with Ethan Ralph was boring too. I just can't believe that he stooped as low as to work, with a person like that. Bless, PPP's heart, he tried to do an entertaining show, maybe not the most informative show, but an entertaining show. But the best part of that was when he was just trying to, get Phil to admit to, it ridiculous stuff.
It's done. Even if I were to change the formula of what I do on DSP Gaming to be longer videos, edited videos, nothing's going to work. And by the way, for the record, I did just receive a $25 tip.
He couldn't fucking help himself. Had to open those cards so fucking bad. And this was, and again, I went on Raw Phil's stream. This is like with 4 minutes to fucking go or something in the stream. Miraculously, exactly what he needed to open a pack of cards. And he reads the message here from this anonymous, totally real, not fake person.
at the very last moment here.
Oh.
And this person
Let's
says,
see.
cards, open the cards now. So we are going to do a
Cards, open the cards now. That's interesting.
last second card unpacking live
Who's
on the stream.
MVP? Were they anonymous? The
It was
MVP?
And then this fucking dude, what the hell's his name? Cypress? I don't give a fuck. He clowns on him. Oh, is it anonymous?
Anonymous, so I don't know who it was.
You're a paid shill. You're a fake. Your content's fake. No one should be watching your bullshit because you're just a fucking greedy money grubber.
By the way, Op360 Tom just dropped 10 subs over
Big up, so I see. You must still have a little bit of money left, and good for you, honey. Pace yourself.
on Kick.
Don't blow your load all at once, you know?
So because of that, we actually hit the goal for tonight, if you can believe it.
I've never run into this thing before. What is it, a money creature? Yeah, look, it's a money creature. It just throws money around.
The edits are so good.
What the hell was that?
All right, so guys, thank you so very much. Next week, our last of a 3-week tear.
So we come to an end of one of the worst streams he's ever done. Tremendously boring, and that's what I'm hearing all across the fucking board. 125 in donos without the fake 25.
Of 3 guest hosts here on the show. I hope that you will join me for that. Thank you, Cypress TV. You were a great co-host. I really
This dude over here fucking looks like barely alive. His eyes aren't even open. I don't even know if he's like fucking like sitting up straight. I don't know. I don't know anything about this dude. I'm going to try to not shit talk him too bad because he's frankly not who I'm here to shit talk, but whatever.
really enjoyed myself. Again, guys, please leave comments. Cypress, do you have anything to say to end the show tonight?
He just looks like, he looks like he just woke up after like anesthesia. Like, huh? What? Like those fluttery fucking eyelids. Like, huh?
Nope.
No, I don't have anything to say. Penguins, maple syrup, tricycles. Like, what the fuck is happening to this guy?
Had a great time. I'm glad we got to
You look like you had a really great time, dude. You look jazzed.
talk wrestling, and hopefully, I want every host to do great. I
You
think
can tell which tips are, the anonymous ones are fake because he doesn't pre-read them. Yeah. And they're also very short, and they're usually like exactly what he wants to hear or something. I could just see this whiny man baby going, cards, we open cards now, cards, it.
didn't come on with the intention of every.
Again, I don't always necessarily buy into the fake, tipping theory, but the more and more I see this, the more and more I think I kind of have to come around, because there are some times where it seems extremely, logical, and you have to come to the logical conclusion.
Ever permanently doing anything. I just came on to help you out. I knew you wanted to host. I knew I could talk wrestling, so thank you for letting me do that.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week with the final show pre-WrestleMania and the 3rd special guest host. Don't miss it. You won't regret it.
Immediately, as I sat down on the couch, I opened up my phone, all right? And I just went right to WWE Champions.
Well, we already know that, so that's what he always does. So we have a few minutes before the guy, which I wasn't really anticipating, but that is okay because there's some after the fact coping that I want to kind of go over from the Daily Fap from last night, because I took a peek at that this morning. And it seems like some admission to maybe, faking some tips. I don't know. It's just interesting. It's rather short as well, which we know how Grandpa goes on and on and on here. Look at that hair. Jesus Christ.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was
He looks terrible. Jesus Christ. He looks worse than he usually does.
Thursday, the 3rd of April, 2025. A good variety day of content for sure. Let's talk about it because it was a
He looks sweaty. Like, or is it just me? Like, he looks sweaty and haggard and his face is red. Like, good Lord, was he just like feverishly beating it? Like, what happened?
a pretty interesting day coming off of yesterday's crazy day of over-the-top support. How did it go? Well, first
Not very good. You had to fake a whole big bunch of tips, and I think you're mad. And I think this is why this is only 5.5 minutes long.
of all, on today's Level 1 podcast, we talked a little bit.
Because, see, you faked the tips to hit the goals, so you can't complain about not hitting the goals. Again, that's why this is 5.5 minutes long. Congratulations, you fucking played yourself.
About how crazy supportive yesterday was, but also all about my coverage of the Switch 2. And incidentally, today, more information about Switch 2 actually came out. So I ended up
Oh, please, honey, you're not doing yourself any kind of service here. Just stop touching it.
talking more about pricing and information about availability of consoles and things like that. So it was a good segment for
Christ, he is going so bald on that one fucking side. I'm not trying to knock anybody for their physical appearance. Again, I won't be on the cover of a magazine anytime soon, but
the show. I'm not going to break out any highlights tonight, only because, sadly, I did my wrestling show tonight, Smart Guys, and I just, it always ends up going late, so I don't have time to actually do a highlight or anything like that tonight. But I hope that you'll watch the podcast if you're interested more about my Switch 2 coverage. Now, last night I did a highlight that was the 3 things.
he looks tired. He looks haggard. Like, he looks disheveled. He looks like nervous and tired all at the same time.
That are problems with the Switch 2, and that video has done tremendously well. As of earlier today, it was only at,
Do you guys want to do hair touch counter? We can do hair touch counter today if you guys want to do that.
it was at 2,000 views. I think as of now, it's up to like 2,300, 2,400.
This man with 216,000 subs is thrilled that his whatever the fuck it was, because I'm honestly not listening, some stupid fucking video that he posted has 2,300 views.
So it's doing pretty good for a highlight. I've left that as the highlighted video on my channel, so I hope that you'll give it a look if you didn't see that highlight yesterday. It's a good one. Then we jumped into Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, and it went well.
I agree, Dirty Mugs. At this point, it's like, it's so thin. It's so sad. It's like, he's like, just cut it, man. Just let it go. It's okay.
It's a great stream where we did a lot of advancement of the
Bill's hairline as crooked as Cypress's teeth. The silent weapons. You are in rare form
clock,
today.
but also we did 2 or 3 major side missions, and we beat up a lot of the bounties in Honolulu. So it was a good combination of all different kinds of content. There was good story development. I feel like every time we play Pirate Yakuza now, I should focus on story development. How was attendance? Not great. How was engagement?
Abysmal. Absolutely fucking abysmal for a channel with over 200,000 subscribers. Again, when I poked in yesterday, I think it was like 170 some. And then I heard from some other folks, from a lot of people, that he fluctuated between like 150 and 170. Like I say, even beloved Raw Phil, even Raw Phil's channel was dead. I scrolled past Raw Phil later in the day, and they only had like 300 and something. And I was like, damn, it's boring when people don't even want to hang out with Raw Phil. You know what I mean?
Actually good. I would say engagement was decent. We had good conversations and fun, chill vibes whenever I play Pirate Yakuza.
The guy is starting, but this is only a few minutes, so I want to finish it, and we'll go from there.
And we hit the goal.
I think YouTube does purge dead accounts, but clearly not on this guy's channel. Or fuck, he'd have 12 subs.
So I was happy with that. We hit a goal. We had a good stream. Overall, good stuff, good vibes. Continuing on with that playthrough. Tonight was Smart Guys, and everyone was asking, who's the second co-host? It's a mystery. I didn't announce it ahead of time, and after last week, it being Ethan Rapp.
How many of those subs still watch Phil? Well, you figure if he's doing something, I think the biggest thing that I've ever really seen him do, I really remember Baldur's Gate 3. I think he had like 1,100 people or something like that, maybe about 1,000 people watching him. And so he's got 216,000 subs. But you have to think about, when everyone's watching him, how many people are trolling and LARPing and things like that, and they're not subbed. And I think it's probably more people who aren't. And that's really true of most channels. Most people who support certain channels, they're not necessarily subbed. You know, they just come and hang out. A lot of people don't want to be bombarded with like notifications and stuff like that, so they don't sub. There's channels that I love, which makes me a poor YouTuber because I'm not subbed to them. So how many people watch that are legitimately subbed? I would probably say less than 500.
Ralph, everyone was wondering what could possibly follow that up. Well, I essentially did the complete polar opposite of Ethan Ralph, with Ethan Ralph being kind of, gee, will this be a train wreck or will this be drama? I had Cypress TV, who is both my moderator and someone who used to be a part of the YouTube wrestling community, here on the show. And it worked well. This guy knows his stuff with pro wrestling, and I would argue, out of all the shows I've done with PPP, the solo shows I've done, and the show I did with Ethan Ralph.
Yeah, huge sub count and very, very small views is either the sign of somebody who's like retired a channel, like willingly like said, you know, I don't want to do this anymore, or just a flat out dead channel, which even if you like retire quote unquote a channel and you say like, I don't want to do this anymore, it's still, you know, is essentially a dead channel.
This one technically had the best wrestling talk of any show I've done. Like literally the wrestling talk was amazing. It was good. It was informed. We had great back and forth about the topics that we covered. And it went well in that regard. Also, it looked like no drama contributions. What do I mean by that? Well, the show didn't have a lot of drama. So those people who were here for drama weren't there to...
Oh, and he glazed right past Yakuza, by the way. Oh, it was dead, but we hit the goal. Which when he, you know... when he talks like that, it makes me feel like he's faking something or he's hiding something. He would usually take the time to, this is where I feel he would complain about support. But when he fakes hitting the goal for the ego, then he can't complain, because then people would say, well, what the fuck are you complaining about because you hit the goal? Like I said a few minutes ago, he kind of plays himself, because then he can't sit here and go, well, I didn't really get very much money. But I do know that he was very, very upset about low attendance, because he said as much. We saw in the Snort Burnell clip that he was very, very upset about the attendance, which he also claims to not care about. He cares about things when they're convenient.
Submit contributions and make the show profitable. But guess what? In the last 20 minutes of the show, people looked and said, all right, you know what? Screw that. Phil's not about drama. We don't care. And they supported the show. And in the last 20 minutes, we hit the goal, and I was able to unpack one pack of the Topps cards.
Man could not help himself. Straight out faked that $25 tip. Sorry, straight up faked it just to be able to open the pack. Could not contain himself anymore. And then totally not OIC that Op 360 Tom came in and gave 10 subs. And also, last 20 minutes, my ass. Like, last 5 minutes. That's how you know the shit is so fake. He's like, oh, fuck, I gotta do this before I get out of here. Who contributes, like, right at the end when you know the shit is about to end? Nobody. No one does this.
Now, sadly, we didn't get the chase. That means there's 2 packs left here, and in one of these packs is a chase card. 50% chance at this point when we get back to this next week, okay?
He's getting like more and more desperate to open these cards. And I'm wondering if he's buying more boxes than he's saying, because he really went on and on and on about how much the cards cost. My theory, for what it's worth, which is not much, and I'm aware of that, but it's still my theory. Is he buying more than he's saying so that he can open them and then complaining about how much they cost? Because really, 60, 70 bucks for a box of cards, yeah, sure, that might be kind of crazy to some people, but when you're getting a 1,000% return on the investments, I kind of feel like maybe he's buying more because he was like, you guys, we didn't get the one card yet. Oh my God, we need to hurry up and get the money to open these cards. Like there's almost like some panic there, like some like sense of urgency.
But I was happy because what that shows is that even though there was no drama, There were people who liked the content legitimately as non-drama content.
And here comes the cope. We don't need to yell and scream. You know, we don't need to be like Kino Casino. We don't need to do this and that. We're better than everybody. And everything went good because looky Lou, I hit the goal.
And still wanted to succeed and said, we will support it. We just can't go crazy and hit the goal immediately. We'll wait till the end of the show and make sure Phil hits it. And it was two different people.
That's a weird thing to say. I'm sorry. What?
We just can't go crazy and hit the goal immediately. We'll still wanted to succeed and said, we will support it. We just can't go crazy and hit the goal
We
immediately.
want to support it. We just can't hit the goal immediately. So we're going to wait. What? I'm sorry. The back of my brain just fucking exploded and fell out. That doesn't make any sense. If you're going to support a content creator, I don't know why you would wait until the end. If let's just say you want to give someone like $20, you want to give a creator $20. Why would you do it right at the end? You're still going to give $20.
Immediately, we'll wait till the end of the show and make sure Phil hits it. And it was two different people who did it, and boom, we hit it. So, good, smart guys.
Like, and how do you know that? I'm sorry. I need this one more time.
That even though there was no drama, there were people who liked the content legitimately as non-drama content and still wanted to succeed and said, we will support it. We just can't go crazy and hit the goal immediately. We'll wait till the end of the show. And
There were people who liked the show despite the fact it had no drama and wanted to support it, but they said, we just can't hit the goal right away. Who told you that? What? I'm
make sure
sorry.
Phil hits it. And it was two different people who did it, and boom, we hit it. So, good, smart guys, tons of wrestling commentary, very insightful when it comes to this stuff leading up to WrestleMania. There was some drama at the beginning, but only about 30 plus minutes of it. And then we got to the wrestling talk, and it went really well. I hope you'll watch it.
Yeah, and it was way more than 30 minutes from what I peeked at very, very briefly of him just fucking shit talking PPP. It was more than 30 minutes. And I thought he didn't want to do an hour of gossip girly drama content. I thought he didn't do that. I thought he didn't sit around and make fun of people. He was better than that, but okie dokie.
Archived over on DSP Reacts or on my Kick channel, but it's in full on DSP Reacts right now. And that leaves one more week where next week we'll have my third and
It's like a 2.5 hour show. So what you're telling me was, 25% of it was drama.
final guest. And for those who don't know, no one knows who it is, but this one's going to be a doozy. This one is going to be
No drama, but had drama. Well, see, there's acceptable drama, which is this guy shitting here. That was pretty good. I'm a dumbass. There's good drama, which is this guy sitting here talking shit about PPP. That's good drama because it's not about him and he likes it and it makes him feel good. And this is what you usually get with like backstabbing, cluckety-clucking hens. Their gossip, their drama, that's okay. But when anyone talks shit about them, then that's bad. That's negative. And again, the rule really of narcissism. I can do whatever I want. It's you that can't do what you want. What you do is bad, but when I do the exact same thing, it's okay. That's the drama, not drama bullshit.
very interesting. It is not a guest that people will be saying, oh, that was boring. Let's just put it that way.
Well, let's hope you saved the best for last, because those first two, hoo boy.
Okay? Alrighty. So,
Then that's it. He just, oh, wait a minute.
a great day of content. I hit 2 goals. And the funny part is we're at 96 out of 100 goals, and we still don't.
There's no way playing Yakuza and that boring ass fucking smart guys. I am sorry. There is no way he hit 2 goals off of that. But whatever the guy
This is
says,
exciting.
right? Whatever the guy says. So let me attempt to shield you from some of the cringe that is this intro. And then we will jump into it here. Alrighty. You guys shouldn't have to see that cringy ass bullshit. All right, now we are here today.
What is going on, everyone? It is a week-ending show.
Does he have like just a closet full of the ugliest fucking shirts ever?
What a week it's been. Crazy stuff going on in the realm of gaming with the Switch 2 announcements and all of that. But today,
I don't really know about crazy. It's just a console. It's not really, it's not earth shattering.
hey,
Nintendo found some new ways to rip everybody off. Okie dokie.
is no exception because, ladies and gentlemen, we have to talk about the big news in the room. The Switch 2 will be delayed, or at least pre-orders will be, in the United States due to the Trump tariffs. Could this mean that the Switch 2 will actually be even more expensive? Cool boy. Plus, it's the calm before the storm because my birthday is Sunday, and that means a big birthday bash.
The calm before the storm because my birthday is Sunday. If I just told you this and you hadn't heard this guy say it, you would think I was a liar if I told you he talked like this.
We're going to talk about so much stuff on today's show, including how Smart Guys went last night and more. So sit back and...
That's very true. Every fucking shirt he owns looks like it should really just be like a fucking pair of boxer shorts. Can you smell that? It smells like a bad take incoming. And he's also late. This has already been talked about with the tariffs
Relax,
and everything.
it's time for a rousing, rip-roaring, action-packed, week-ending episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Do you ever just physically cringe? It just your gut just goes up into your esophagus and you're just ugh, your whole core, your whole torso just fucking tenses because it causes you physical, you're feeling so much secondhand embarrassment for a miserable boomer that it causes you pain. I'm feeling this right now. It invokes that response where it's no, don't you want to throw up your own stomach where you're just the cringe, it hurts too bad. Oh, what is this? I'm probably too Leon. I wasn't quick enough on the draw.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm DSP, and this is the Level 1 Podcast. My screen is malfunctioning.
Well, so are you, but here we are.
Fix it. Today is Friday, April 4th, 2025, and we've got quite the eventful day with the hot news literally breaking moments before I went live today about this whole Trump tariffs situation. Everyone is talking about it. And we're going to talk about this in a moment because obviously the biggest thing in gaming right now all week has been talk of the Nintendo Switch 2, its pricing, its release schedule, etc., and how everyone was already saying that the Switch 2 was going to be overly expensive for what it was. Now, with this new Trump tariff situation, it could be even more exponentially inflated when it comes to costs. So, man, we got a good amount to talk about today, but we've also got to...
You really got to stop milking this fucking Switch news. It's not really news. It's delayed. We're moving on, really.
Talk about yesterday and how things went on the streams, including Smart Guys last night and the second guest host that we had. A lot of different discussion about that I'd like to get to. That's going to be fun. And it's the end of the week. And the end of the week means my birthday.
Are we ready for the birthday? Oh, this is going to get really creepy. This is going to get really creepy and cringy. I encourage, if you have small children, please ask them to leave the room.
Is next. That's right. My big birthday marathon event that I do every single year annually is this Sunday. And I hope you guys are ready for a day full of fun and festivities. So we've got a ton of stuff to talk about today on the show. Keep in mind, after the show ends, it's the end game of Suikoden. Now, here's the thing. Someone last stream who is familiar with Suikoden said, man, you're almost done. You've got 3 optional people to recruit and then just the story and you're done. So you'll beat this next time you play it. But here's the thing. Every single time someone says that to me, literally every time, it takes longer than what they say.
You take longer than what they say. They're giving you the time it would take a regular person who doesn't stop every 5 minutes to take a shit, take a piss, get a drink, yell at somebody, ban somebody, update the leaderboard, or tell us a story from Grandpa's good old days. You probably would be done by now.
Take you 2 hours. It's going to take me 4. Oh, you could beat that in one night stream. Nope, that's going to take 2 night streams or a day stream, you know?
You realize, again, that that's because of you, right? Like, that's on you. It's always somebody else's fault, dude. Like, it's always somebody else's fault. They told me this and they were wrong.
So, today, we're going to see how good we can.
Well, he's excited for the birthday because he's anticipating, and he probably will, make a lot of money. So,
go, or how far we can go, I should say, how much progress we can make. I don't know if we're going to beat it or not, but we're going to give it a try. Now, if you can believe it, out of all the games I've been playing, this is so wild to me.
If he does it annually, why remind everybody? Shouldn't they know after 15 years? Well, they could potentially, I laugh as I say this, they could potentially be a new viewer. Most people do know, but here's the thing. Even if you want to mention that you're doing an event, for whatever reason, say it once or twice. You don't have to say it every day. It's just, it's extremely unnecessary.
Me. Every single time that I have played Suikoden, we have hit the goal. I don't get it because I thought for sure playing a classic PS1.
I also hope that the marathon flops, but we all know that there are a couple of people like deeply dented and deeply pigmatized who will give him something. He won't walk out of there with any less than, I would say maybe $400 or $500, and he knows that. So
JRPG, this would never happen. I forgot to turn on my other light, by the way. I just turned it on. I thought that basically this was going to be my.
He's at 96 out of 100. Where's It's a Me Ken, or whatever the fuck his name was? Come on, get him to the next goal. You got him to the 90. Well, get him to the 100. Like, where are you at? I saw him type in the kick chat, oh, I got more money than I know what to do with. So surely you've got another $600, my guy. What the fuck is that?
My dead playthrough. That every time I played Suikoden, we were going to have little to no support and very little attendance. And it was just going to be kind of a passion project for me because this is a classic PS1 RPG from the 90s that I played back when I was young and I absolutely loved it. And I definitely wanted to play it with this remaster collection. But you guys have proven me wrong. You guys have come out and supported this playthrough in droves. I can't believe every time I've streamed this game, we've hit the goal. And it's been a good amount. It's been, 7 streams or something like that? So that's pretty darn amazing. And I want to say, obviously, thank you so very much for that. Let's keep that momentum going. Let's hit the goal again today while I'm playing Suikoden so that we can say this has been one of the best supported playthroughs I've done. And in addition to that,
he's going to get less than $300 on Sunday. I think it would really hurt his feelings. I don't really care necessarily how much, money he gets because it doesn't come out of my pocket. And I know that he could get 10 grand today and he'll be broke tomorrow because it burns a hole in his pocket. Like, as soon as he gets it, he's got to get rid of it. So you never really have to worry about this guy, doing anything successful or, good or whatever with the money. But what it would really do would be hurt his ego. So
if you remember, someone had asked a couple streams ago, Phil, if Suikoden actually keeps doing this well and is showing that people will show up and support it, would you play Suikoden 2, which is also in this collection, later in the year? To which I said, yeah, I don't see why not. If people are going to show up and engage and support with content, why wouldn't I continue that content? Now, I'm definitely not going to do it right away for a couple of reasons. Number one, there's actually another big RPG coming out later on in April called what is it called? Like Claire Obscure or something like that. It looks really good. People are saying it's going to be a combination of like Final Fantasy X and Lost Odyssey. That sounds like a combination that wins to me. Like those
What's a rainy day fund? You spend money on a rainy day. That's right.
games are amazing in my opinion. So to play a game like that, great. So I don't want to be playing 2 JRPGs at once like that.
Between the DoorDash and all the other food that they like buy and everything from the grocery store, all the shit off of Amazon, we realize now that, you know, Kat's ordering a bunch of shit off of, you know, offline, and the booze and everything, and WWE champions. It's like there's no money. There's no extra money. We know that.
And in addition, being that we've been doing Suikoden for about 3 weeks now, the last thing you want to do is finish a lengthy playthrough and finish it up with another lengthy playthrough of exactly the same franchise. Like, I've tried that before in the past with games like Zelda, Mario. It doesn't work. Okay, it just doesn't. It ends up being too much of the same, and people won't show up for the second game. So I'm going to pace it, and probably, let's keep this momentum going. Let's hit the goal today. If we finish it, great. If not, probably one more stream to beat it. And then we could say this was one of the best supported old school playthroughs I've ever done. And then I would have no qualms about playing Suikoden 2 later this year, notably probably during the summer. Because you know the summer is usually when things really slow down for game releases. We're already seeing this year, basically the Switch 2 will be the thing of the summer. But outside of that, there's not much else going on. So it might be the perfect time for it, okay? Cool. And then also remember, tonight on the late stream, Friday Night Fights returns after having a hiatus last week because I wasn't here Friday last week. But the big thing tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in many weeks, it is time for the return of Street Fighter 6. Yes, Street Fighter 6
Boy, I sure didn't miss him not playing that game.
is returning for the first time in over a month. I think it's been like a month and a half, right? It was since the release of My Shiranui, which was actually around 2 months ago, now that I'm thinking about that. So yeah, let's get hyped for that. A lot of you have wanted Street Fighter 6 for a long time. Well, it's coming back, and I'm going to be playing with E Honda tonight. I decided, because he was the character I was going to use like ages ago, and I just never got around to it. So E Honda returns tonight on the late stream around 6:45 p.m. Pacific time here on DSP Gaming. I hope you'll be here for that if you like fighting game stuff. If not, well, I'm not here tomorrow, but I'll return on Sunday for my big birthday bash.
Oh my God.
So, this is exciting. I'm curious if you guys are excited for my birthday on Sunday. I am, and the thing is, here's the thing. I like doing these events.
Why in the fuck? Oh, nice ear dig. I gotta grab that one. That's good. Why would we be excited for your birthday? What exactly do we get? Are you buying us food?
Because it's just a chill atmosphere. Like on Sunday, there's no pressure for me to have to complete anything. What are we doing on Sunday? Well, let's see. We're doing a podcast. There's going to be drinking where every $100 of support that I raise, I'm going to be taking a shot of your choice. By the way, I'm going to have some rules in place this time because if you guys aren't aware, last marathon that I did, people at the very last half hour decided to dump a bunch of support and then expected me to drink like 8 shots. Like, I can't do that. I'm going to get...
Yeah, and you totally just fucking scammed him out of like 3 or 4 shots. So whoever gave him money for that last time and then he just totally like fucking snubbed you and scammed you, stop it. You're stupid.
Sick, you know? I can't be drinking that much. So we're going to have pacing rules in place that I'm not going to be drinking more than, say, 3 or 4 shots in a certain amount of time because it's just not healthy, okay? But we'll figure it out. But it's going to be fun. We're going to be doing...
The looping emote sounds like a better idea. I agree.
Food. My wife's going to be making me a birthday meal, and she already gave me some hints at what it's going to be, and it sounds great, so that's going to be exciting. But for the first time in many, many years...
Hello?
It's going to be time for Minecraft to return. All right? I'm excited for that. See how Minecraft will go. I
mean, I think he should worry about the alcohol consumption for sure, but maybe you should worry about like the kind of food that you're eating.
We'll see. We're starting from scratch, by the way. This is the brand new version of Minecraft that apparently just had like an update or whatever. So we're going to be playing Minecraft and just giving it a go, starting fresh, seeing how it.
Aya's awkward. Thank you for the 2. He's worse than a spoiled 16-year-old girl, I swear. I mean, does anyone remember, oh, what was the show? Sweet 16, where the spoiled little bitches were like, I got the fucking, I don't know, the Audi, but I wanted the BMW, or, you know, I told them I told my parents I wanted this car for my birthday. I told them I wanted to go to this thing and do that thing, but I only got this. It's like, that's kind of what this is.
How, what people want me to do, and be very interactive and very fun. I think that'll be neat. In addition to that, we've got the Minecraft Lego set that I bought that we're going to be building live.
Super Sweet 16. Thank you. Yep.
If together, we're going to see if I can actually complete the build, like do the whole thing in one go, so we can have it for my background. I'm thinking maybe remove the sign here.
Yeah, this guy playing Minecraft, so let's all take a breath for that one. Legos, which is so painful to fucking get through. Him eating, which is painful to get through. Him smelling the booze and licking around the rim of a bottle like a complete fucking addict. That's gross. So, yeah, Sunday is like really gonna suck ass if anyone decides to hang out and watch a stream.
And put the Lego build right there. That would be pretty cool for the rest of the month. In addition to that, there's this new game, Schedule 1, that apparently it has come out on Steam and has been virally popular this week. And people have said, will you play it? I said, yeah, why not? Why don't we play that?
Do you just look to see what Sir Moist is playing and see that it's getting good views, so you decide to go play it?
On Sunday as well during the birthday marathon, all right? And then whatever else you guys want, like, it's all up to you. So it's going to be a fun marathon stream on Sunday. And someone had said to me, what is it that you want for your birthday? All I want for my birthday is a chill.
Money. All I want for my birthday is money. All of your money.
Day where we can relax together, have a good time, enjoy games, and just be like, hey, it's another year here on the planet to enjoy each other's company. That's about it. I'm not looking for anything crazy, Now, someone actually said to me,
hey, it's another year on the planet. Have you ever heard like a more bleak fucking outlook? Hey, shoulder shrug. It's another year on the planet.
hey, Phil.
Hey, I didn't fucking wake up dead today. Fancy that.
What would be your overall goal? Like, if you had one thing that you wanted to accomplish in 2025, what would it be?
You assholes giving me like triple the money that you're giving me now.
And I thought about it quickly. And my answer was simple. I was like, what I'd like to do this year is prove that I can be successful, profitable, popular without some other guys collabing.
Oh, so your goal, we're only in April. We're in the very beginning of April. Your goal for the rest of these fucking 8 months is just to prove you're better than Kino Casino, and you're okay without Kino Casino. Bro, there's not even 200 people watching you on YouTube right now.
Because last year, by far, the thing that got me the most attention was the Review Tech USA React event that I did with Kino Casino, reacting to his June the King documentary. It got the most views, it got the most attention overall, and it got the most support. So I would like to do
You already bragged that it made you like $3,000,
something this year that will get me that level of, notoriety and support. But what would it be? I honestly don't know. We're going to have to think about this,
He's still looking for fame. Still looking for fame and popularity. I thought he didn't want to be a big popular guy. I thought he didn't want to be that.
It'll be a tough thing to do, obviously. But if anything, like I said, like people were like, well, how well did you do during that event? And I was like, I know for a fact, like that one stream, I made like $3,000.
Still bragging about all that. And that shit's long gone, by the way. That money is long ass gone. Penitence, and thank you for re-upping the membership. Pay no attention to the snake behind the curtain. Right.
Because I made over $1,000.
And thanks again for your generosity. I appreciate
tips. And then the YouTube support was insane. We get tons of memberships and super chats, right? So 1,000,000%, I made like $3,000 that day. So if I could do something this year that beats that, I'd be like, there, I've proven my point.
So if I could do something this year that makes me $3,000 every day, let's roll that back just ever so slightly. I want to catch all that again.
If anything, like I said, like people were like, well, how well did you do during that event? And I was like, I know for a fact, like that one stream, I made like $3,000 because I made over $1,000 in tips. And then the YouTube support was insane. We get tons of memberships and super chats, right? So 1,000,000%, I made like $3,000 that day. So if I could do something this year that beats that, I'd be like, there, I've proven my point. You don't have to be toxic. You don't have to be an internet bull.
So if he makes more than $3,000 in one day, that is what will prove to him that he's okay without Keno Casino, and the popularity wasn't just because of Keno Casino. $3,000 straight to Scopely. Ooh, you know that's right. You ain't never lied.
Bully. You don't have to be a jerk in order to be popular.
Optimist, I was wondering about you. I didn't see you.
And make any kind of profits on the internet. You can actually be a positive influence on the internet and not have to bring down others to be successful. So we'll see. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. I don't know. I guess we'll figure this out. All right. But anyway, so
that's his whole goal of the year. Not to be nicer, not to be kinder, maybe, help out somebody, not to make great content or come up with great ideas or spend more time with the family and the zoo that they've got and everything else, to just prove that I'm popular and good and loved without Keno Casino. If that's not the saddest shit that you've ever fucking heard, I don't know what is. Helping your dad? Oh, honey, go do your stuff. I was just curious because you're always here. Don't stay here on my account. Do your thing.
yes, Sunday is my big birthday event. I'm excited for this, and I hope that you guys will join me for it.
We can tell. You've mentioned it 8 times in the last, 15 minutes.
Now, I do have an update. I would like to direct all of your attention right here. Do you see that right there? Do you see what it says? It says we are currently at 96 out of 100 goals hit. All right?
Kucky Koala, where you been at, man?
And FYI, that means very soon we're going to be hitting 100 goals, which means...
Yeah, right. He's not going to go see his parents. Doesn't look like we're going to get a honeymoon. Doesn't look like we're going to spend more time with the wife. We know he doesn't have any friends. Not maybe remodel my house or take a trip or nope. Just want to, for this year, I just want to prove that I'm better and more gooder than fucking Keno Casino. Big ups, pimp. I mean, that's the meaning of life, to prove that you're better without someone else.
Every 10 goals, I do some kind
Hell hath no fury like this woman scorned.
of a celebratory event. But there's kind of an exception here. And you might say, well, I don't get what's the exception. Well, we're already doing a marathon. We've been doing every 50 goals hit. I do a marathon to celebrate for you guys. But this time around, we're already doing a marathon because of my birthday. So to be honest with you, I don't think we have enough time to plan another event right now because of the marathon. So I'm thinking what we should do is for the 100 goal, just do a standard reward, like a DSP tries it, but then we plan something bigger down the road, because I don't think the last thing we want to do is a marathon on Sunday and then try to do another marathon later in the week. No one's going to show up for the second marathon. Marathons work when they're spaced out, correct? Marathons work when there's special events that happen every month or so, and we can plan the event and have a good time. And it's worked for this birthday event, but we just don't have enough time to do a second marathon event.
Oh, that's a good idea. We'll do the birthday counter. Oh God, what are we at? Let's get rid of hair touch. I'll let him play for a minute and we'll do the birthday counter.
Right now, I don't think that it would make sense. It would be like a rushed thing that people aren't going to really care about. So I'm thinking, let's now start talking about what should be next for this next event and figure it out. But in the meantime, it definitely looks like we're going to hit 100, if not today, on Sunday during my birthday marathon, right? So, we had already talked about a few ideas for DSP Tries It, and one of the ideas was Taco Time, which is actually a Pacific Northwest exclusive franchise.
So you're jipping them out of their marathon and you're just going to do a DSP Tries It? That sounds pretty shitty. I thought you promised them marathons. Not that I want to sit through another fucking marathon. I don't, but
Guys out here that does Mexican American food similar to Taco Bell. They're trying to compete with them and be better than Taco Bell. So maybe we could do that. And we could do it either Monday or Tuesday. It really depends on when we hit this goal. Just do it as a one-off episode. You know, listen, I know this is not planned or whatever, but it's better than to say we hit 100 and we don't know what we're doing. And then we don't do
what are we at, like 8 or 9 or something? I'm rolling with 8.
anything. I'd rather do something rather than nothing and then plan.
That might be over exaggerated, but I can be dramatic if I want to. So, Games on Games, thank you for the gifted membership. I appreciate you.
Something bigger for later that people will like, then rush and do half-assed crap that no one wants. I don't want to do a second marathon this week. I just don't think it's going to work, you know? Like, my idea for a second marathon would be, like, to continue the Mega Man event. I don't think people are going to show up for that, you know? Okay.
I've never heard someone take such a loud sip in my life.
So let's keep talking about it, but that's my idea, is that we can do a DSP tries it either like Monday or Tuesday. And that way, at least we have an immediate reward for hitting the 100, but then we can plan a bigger event for later on down the line, maybe in a couple weeks. That would make more sense, okay?
In the truck going to Lowe's to get flowers to plant. I'm not sure where you live. It might be too early depending on what you're going to plant. Sometimes you can still get a frost or, you know, whatever. You know, I'm up pretty far north, so we can still expect some snow, but that's in the, you know, shitty area where I live. So maybe you live somewhere warmer.
All right. Because the thing is, we've been talking about this 100 goals event for 3 days and no one's come up.
Tez, thank you for the 2. Dude's been desperately pushing taco time for months. I don't know what his like, I'm not going to sit here and shit on Mexican food. I'm certainly not, but he has got like a Mexican food boner. I'm sorry. He has like a food boner in general.
Up with any ideas. Everyone just keeps talking about the birthday marathon. I'm like, well, I know. That's the thing. The birthday is the big event. I do it every year. You know what I mean?
Birthday.
So that's why it doesn't really make sense to try to have 2 things at once. So anyway, do a garage cleaning stream like the closet one. My garage is already clean.
There ain't nothing in it.
Cleaned out my garage. It's done. There's nothing in there to clean. It's completely cleaned out. Done 100%. I had a guy, I told you, I had a company come and haul away everything about a month and a half, 2 months ago. So my garage is 100% clean. That would be a pretty boring stream. Trust me. Okay. All right. So I got all that housekeeping stuff out of the way. Today should be a great day of gameplay between Suikoden Endgame and, of course, the return of Friday Night Fights later tonight with Street Fighter 6. I'm excited about that. And, of course, the birthday marathon on Sunday. And then we get back to normalcy on Monday. I think Monday we're doing Atom Fall and more Disco Elysium. All right? So we get back to the regular rotation of things on Monday. Keep in mind, Tuesday, South of Midnight comes out. And I'm going to be playing South of Midnight on Game Pass on Tuesday. And before anyone says, oh, but what are you talking about? South of Midnight is already out. No, it's not. It's only out if you buy it for an extra price. Like, who would do that?
He did say it 2 times. Okay, let's clarify. Is it every time he says birthday, or is it just every time he just like mentions it in general? Because I'm just going by like mentions. But if you want every like singular time he actually says the word, then you're correct. We are at 10. So let's sort this out.
Yeah.
Not that it matters at all. It's just funny.
It's literally out on Game Pass on Tuesday. Why would you spend extra money to play that game a few days early? You'd have to be a pretty desperate content creator. I don't know why else you would do it. The game looks interesting. I'm excited for it to give it a shot, but I wouldn't pay extra to play that shit early. You know, it's already on Game Pass. Why are you going to drop more money? So we're playing it Tuesday, okay?
Does his mustache seem longer on one side? It probably is. He can't figure that shit out.
All right.
So Grandpa's officially out of things to talk about. With that big, long, drawn-out and he's going to now say, let's read some donations or contributions. He's officially out of things to talk about. Fool been here for 19 minutes.
Trying to think.
Oh, we
Is there
know.
any other housekeeping stuff that I want to cover before we get to shout outs and before we get to this big Nintendo tariffs news? Hooey.
I am not listening to that Nintendo thing. I am just letting everybody know right now. Yeah, he'll talk for another, I don't know, he'll talk about the Switch thing for a minute. We'll probably go till about maybe 10 after 12, quarter after, and then it's going to be Q and bag.
What's up, Toasty Chestnuts? How you doing? I think that's it. I think I heard everything. By the way, if you're wondering what's the light setup today, this is Pac-Man. So it's basically
Nobody asked this. No one asked this.
this, but in RGB form. What it is, it's Pac-Man running back and forth across my background with a red ghost chasing him.
Oh God, it's
obviously,
cringe. It's cringe. It
I
hurts.
hit the goal, which is wild. I'm shocked that this has happened. Let's keep that going and support retro games so that I can play more of them and we can do Suikoden 2 later in the year. Okay? All right. Shout outs time. Here we go. So we start off today with a $5 tip. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everyone has a great weekend. God bless and positive vibes from Flatman B. Thank you to Flatman for getting us started here tonight, or this morning, I should say, with a $5
It's noon, bro. Morning was a while ago.
tip. Thank you, Flatman. Let's get that up on the leaderboard.
And it's noon your time, all the way out there. It's 3 o'clock here, honey. Not morning. No, the incident didn't show anything, so that doesn't mean he has to register as SO. I'll be good for YouTube.
Looks like the, I was going to say, it looks like the pop-ups, I shrunk them for smart guys. I will now increase the size.
No, please. They don't need to be intrusive, sir. They don't need to be intrusive.
So they look bigger. There we go. That should be correct now. Cool. All righty. I also have the wrong leaderboard up. Oops, let me get this out of the way and put up the correct leaderboard so I can actually do shout outs today.
You were live for 45 minutes, bro. Are you fucking kidding me?
There we are. That's the correct leaderboard. I received a $2 tip.
From a troll, and they can go fuck theirself and get banned. Too much. Thanks for the 2, honey. I can't understand the mind of his dents. That was why I listened to some of that PWR stuff yesterday, just trying to wrap my mind like around their mind and try and sort it out. But I guess they just don't, I guess they don't hear the same thing that we hear, I guess.
Someone did a $2 tip saying, here's some support for Suikoden. I see you mentioning your goal would be to raise more than you did. No, this is wrong. He says, I see you mention that your goal would be to raise $3,000 in a single day to beat Kino Casino.
Correct. That's exactly what you want. Because you have figured out that the day that you made the most money, which is all that you care about, is that day with Kino Casino. So the only thing that you want to achieve out of this whole year is to have one day where you do better, which just is fucking code for make more money. And if you say it's anything else than that, you're stupider than I fucking tell people you are. And you're a liar, which is even worse, that you're a fucking liar. So come on, go ahead and tell this person how they're wrong.
That's not beating Kino Casino.
But that's what you want to do. You want to prove, okay, maybe not beat quote unquote Kino Casino, but you want to prove that you can do that well without them. And it's never going to happen. That only happened to you because of Kino Casino. And the sooner you just make peace with that, bro, and square with it, the better off you're going to be. But that is your whole point. To say, hey, look, I make thousands of dollars every day too, so you guys can suck my dick. That's what it is.
What I want to do is I want to show that I can still be as successful without them.
But you can't, and you haven't been. Your support, even though you've been hitting your goals, I think half the time now they're fucking fake anyway. I'm coming to this conclusion that that might be what it is. But even if you've never fake tipped yourself once, the money that you were making then versus what you're making now is pathetic. It is a fraction, proving that you are not, in fact, more successful, or you're doing all right without them. You were in dire fucking straits, bro, before you crawled over there begging for help, begging for attention. Be very careful.
As I was with the one collab that we did that was successful, because quite frankly, that's all it was. It was one collab that was a big successful thing.
And then you were trying to play games with them, and you were trying to get back on their show, and they didn't want you back on their show because you were fucking boring, until they figured out how they could maybe try to suck you in. Andy fucking washed his hands of you. The man can't stand you. And PPP dragged it on for as long as he fucking could.
Thing.
So now what we're going to do is we're just going to retcon this whole thing and downplay it to, it was just one co-op. It was just one collab. It wasn't that big of a deal. That's why you were sliding into PPP's fucking DMs every night at 2 o'clock in the morning? Right. Okay.
Everything outside of that, after that, didn't work. Their ideas were not good. They just were kind of, I would say the Chain Together gaming collab was fun, but it didn't resonate because their audience isn't a bunch of gamers. Their audience is a bunch of drama queens.
Your audience isn't a bunch of gamers either, honey. It's a bunch of fucking people like me.
Because that's what they want. That's the content they make. Drama queen shit, gossip, bullying nonsense for idiots. So because of that, the audience didn't like gaming. You know what I mean? And outside of that, everything else we tried to do didn't work. Their ideas sucked. And they couldn't get the clout to get the good ideas going. If we had done a show with It's a Gundam, if we had done a show with Mutahar,
they do okay on their own. It was you that was killing the business, so they got rid of you. I've gone over and watched them a few times. Honey, they do perfectly fine in the financials and popularity department without you being there. 4, 5, 6, 7,000 people. Here's 100 subs, here's this, here's that. I don't know if I'd necessarily say that I am a gamer. I play video games. I used to be more of a gamer, but I'm not here. Literally the only thing I don't watch him do is the gaming content because it hurts my soul deeply inside.
If we had done a show with any of the candidates who we had talked about.
You don't want to do a show with It's a Gundam. He'll just fucking make you feel bad about yourself. You don't want to do one with Mutahar either. He'd fucking make you feel bad about yourself.
It would have been great. They literally could get none of them.
It's not their fault. No one wants to do anything with this lump. Exactly. Everyone was like, oh, wait, do what? With who? Nah, no thank you. Because Mutahar and Gundam and everybody else, their time is valuable. And you wouldn't go over there and talk to Gundam anyway. You won't talk to any of us. You got forced into talking to fucking Broside for a hot minute, which you didn't want to do.
0. So the point I'm making here is
they don't have pull. They don't have clout. Funny, Gundam wouldn't do a show when they mentioned you would be on, but when you weren't going to be on, Gundam was more than happy to go over and hang out with Kino Casino. That's interesting.
I feel like I can be successful and do stuff that works without having to be.
And also, I know he wants to shit on the clout of Kino Casino like they don't, have any. But the thing about it is this guy's an absolute precious princess to fucking work with. We've heard it from several people now that he's hard to get a hold of. He's hard to deal with. He's hard to work with.
Toxic.
We've heard it from Keemstar. That one's very public. We heard it from PPP. I've even heard it straight from Stephen Cambion over at Truth Seekers. What a pain in the ass this guy was. Like a fucking diva to try to deal with.
Drama queen, bullying nonsense. That's kind of my goal for this year. I hope that I can do something this year that would hit that level. Now, I don't know what it would be. You would think it would be a special event like a marathon or something would be when that would happen, right?
Hint, hintity, hint, hint. Birthday on Sunday. Hint, hintity, hint, hint.
But I don't know. But no, it's not. I'm not trying to beat them. To be quite honest with you, I'm not in competition with them. I never was. I'm nothing like them. I'm not trying to beat
You're more like them than you think.
them in views or revenue or anything like that.
Didn't you just shit on them literally last night with the, I've already forgotten the fool's name. I'm on a different page of my notes, but it doesn't fucking matter. Didn't you shit talk Kino with him just last night?
It's not the point. The point is,
Kino has no clout, but who did he run to when he didn't get monetized? Who did he run to in general? He found out somebody else was going to talk shit about Rich and he couldn't get over there fast enough.
I just want to show that I am a successful guy.
What's his marathon obsession? He pulls the most money when he does marathons. The Halloween thing, the Christmas, the birthday, that's when he makes the most money.
Despite the fact that I don't have to bully others and bring others down to get over. You see? Okay. So thank you for the $2 tip.
And now I have felted you and told you how stupid you are. And, ooh, the narcissism is strong with this one.
Yes, It's a Gundam was there last week on their show.
Right, correct.
Proving the point that they had already made about him. This is how dumb my actual critics or detractors are.
Oh, I would love to hear this point. Literally, my ass is on the edge of my seat. Please, sir, educate me.
It's a Gundam is so fucking retarded.
Oh, shots fired. Yikes.
Literally in the DMs.
With his, like, million subs or something? Yeah, Gundam's super retarded. Got it. Check.
I released, it showed PPP saying, It's a Gundam's a pussy. It's a Gundam will not actually ever do a real conversation with you because he's a coward.
You realize he was lying to you, honey. He was lying. It's a Gundam just doesn't want to deal with you. Or PPP was just razzing and just not razzing. He was just riling you up. He lied to you. Oh, you don't even know when you're being taken for the fool that you are.
He only wants to do content where it's easy pickings, everyone piling on one person, no conflict against him, no chance that he has to actually.
He's still believing the things that he was told by them. He's still, but he said he wasn't cheating on me. Yeah, but honey, he did cheat on you. But he said that he wasn't, though. Like, this is where we are in the conversation.
Say anything intelligent or defend himself. He likes shooting ducks in a barrel, as they say, right?
It's fish in a barrel, dumbass.
That's what it is. That's what he wants. There's fish in a barrel, right? It's ducks in a row, fish in a barrel.
Please stop drinking. You're hurting your brain. There's 2 brain cells in there, and they're brother and sister. You're in very big trouble.
He only does easy mode shit. That's the point. That's why he only does content on his own channel. He rarely does a live streaming appearance. And when he does, it's always the same shtick of everyone pile on. So he refuses to do the show with me when I'm going to be with Kino Casino because he's totally afraid. Oh my God.
Nobody is afraid of you. Nobody in the history of ever is afraid of you. What are you going to do? Call me retarded? Call me a bitch? Ooh, oh no. What are you going to do? Who's afraid of you? What are you going to do? Call me a scammer and a schemer and a liar? Okay. I don't value you. Therefore, I don't value your opinion. Therefore, what you say is not valid. So who the fuck gives a fuck?
He's going to lose. He's going to look like a loser. Look at the DMs. PPP was totally planning on piling on him and making him crumble.
Honey, no, he wasn't. This is worse than when you went on Truth Seekers, got destroyed, and then PPP told you that Steve went rogue and wasn't supposed to do that. And you bought it just like a big dumb fish. A big dumb duck in a barrel. Bro, honey.
Making him the loser.
He'll call me a retard on his podcast. Oh, no.
Loser in this situation. That was the plan. Okay, he even told me how to do it because I didn't know anything personal about this guy. They did. And they told me all this personal shit in those DMs. This is what you can use against him. This is what we're going to do.
Then why didn't you show? Did he show that? Here's all this personal stuff you can use against him.
He backs out. Won't do it. runs away with his tail between his legs.
He'll call you a slut like PWR. PWR called me a whore. I wasn't a slut. I was a whore. He was going to knock me out. He was going to punch me, and I was a whore. Oh, no. I hope you can get your mommy to drive you over here to beat me up.
Legs, despite the fact that he was bothering them endlessly about not doing content with me or him being a part of the content with me. When we finally say, yeah, let's do it, he drops out and runs away. Okay? So now, guess what? I'm done with Kino Casino. I dumped them.
So if they gave you information about Gundam on how to destroy Gundam, then when he went on the show, why didn't they use all that? Why didn't they snake Gundam? Why didn't they get him? But you were going to get him. They were going to give you the ammo that you needed because they don't like him. So why didn't they get him? What?
Them. So now they start doing
PWR going to hurt somebody. Okay, flat out, all right?
their, let's crap on DSP arc. Very predictable.
Let's be happy he doesn't have any money and enough wherewithal to read a map because he would hurt somebody.
Very, very lame because it's what every other person has already done. Yet they got to follow suit because that's where the money is, because all they care about is money. They don't care about the quality of their content. They don't care about how much they make for their viewers. They don't give a fuck about their viewers at all. All they care about is milking their viewers for money. So they do exactly the same shit as everybody else. And then they say, oh, now let's get It's a Gundam on the show. Well, yeah, because as
You literally said that your primary goal this year was to make more money in one day than you've ever made before. I just want everybody to be reminded of that. This is in the biz what we call the callback. I just want everyone to know that your goal of 2025 is to make more money in one day than you've ever made before.
you already said, the guy's a fucking coward. He'll only show up when it's everyone piling on someone and it makes him look good. So
I don't really know how that made any of them look good. I don't think they were looking to look good. They just wanted to make fun of you.
by literally having him on their show, they proved the entire point that we were saying all along.
This is all from a $2 tip, by the way. So whoever sent this, I salute you, sir or ma'am. This is all spiraling from a $2 tip that says you just want to beat the casino. Now this is where we are. Chef's kiss. Amazing.
The guy's a pussy, a coward, an awful content creator, and a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
why he's
easy to
doing
figure
so
out,
well.
and the results are there. It's not rocket science, but again, these people who watch this kind of content are that dumb. They're so fucking stupid. They don't even understand that they're all being conditioned to watch garbage and throw money at it. They're just that stupid. I mean, you can't stop stupidity, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, It's a Gundam's real stupid with his 822,000 subs. And the video that he posted a day ago with its 168K views. And it probably has more than that because your views update quicker in YouTube Studio than it actually does on YouTube. So it's probably more. The video that he posted one day ago, 168K. What's your precious little video make that you posted yesterday? 2,000 views? Ha ha, get fucked, nerd. But yeah, It's a Gundam's a terrible content creator, right?
Let's continue, shall we? Let's not delve into the realm of drama too much. So we have Princess Luna with a $10 super chat this morning. Momentum for the Suikoden streak. it's Suikoden. Suikoden. It's supposed to be like 4.
It's Sweet Hogan, and it will always be Sweet Hogan.
Actual 4 syllables. Suikoden. Okay. Thank you, Princess Luna.
Whatever you say, guy. Whatever you say. I'm attempting as much skip juice as possible because he is going to go on and on about the Switch.
And we have Remy the Prince, £2 super chat. Chill stream with... Oh, he's insulting Ethan Ralph. Well, people are still doing it. It's crazy. Ethan Ralph has been over a week removed since he's been on Smart Guys.
Maybe learn a few things about the guy.
And people are still insulting the guy. Jeez, people really do not like that guy. Anyway, thank you guys for the early support. Let's keep it rolling. So right now we got some super chats and tips. Let's get our first sub over on Kick, and let's get some memberships here on YouTube. All right, let's get that momentum rolling. Let's hit that streak again, or that goal
Let's hit that streak again. Oh,
again to keep that streak alive for so we code that. Okay.
He said streak and then went and then just said streak again. He said, "Oh my God, bro! Like, don't stop drinking."
Bill stream with. Oh, he's insulting Ethan Ralph. Well, people are still doing it. It's crazy. Ethan Ralph has been over a week removed since he's been on Smart Guys, and people are still insulting the guy. Jeez, people really do not like that guy.
Let's hear the whole thing here. He says streak, realizes he screwed up, and then just said streak again.
Anyway, thank you guys for the early support. Let's keep it rolling. So right now we got some super chats and tips. Let's get our first sub over on Kick, and let's get some memberships here on YouTube. All right, let's get that momentum rolling. Let's hit that streak again, or that goal again to keep that streak alive for so we code that. Okay, cool.
Can't help himself. I thought it wasn't a streak. Thought it wasn't a streak anymore.
Now, before we get into the big Nintendo news again, every day I feel like there's Nintendo news. It's insane at this point. Let's talk a little bit
It's been 3 days, but okay.
about last night's Smart Guys episode. So first off, if you have not seen it yet, Smart Guys is
If you haven't seen it yet, don't fucking bother.
live and archived
OBS tech support was banned.
over on the DSP Reacts channel. Oh, excuse me. Hoi. And it went pretty well, although yet again, it went long. I swear, every episode of this show, I'm trying to get it to be around 2 to 2.5 hours long. I feel like that's the sweet spot for this show. I don't want it to roll on too long.
But when you spend an hour bitching about the, fucking ex-boyfriend, it's a Gundam. Oh my goodness.
Every week it goes
I love all your stuff.
longer. Like every single week it ends up going longer. I'm like, damn.
Can you believe this douchebag? I mean, fucking seriously.
I just can't get it down to that spot of time that I want it to be.
Well, no, when you have people on there that are fucking drugged up and half asleep and can't speak.
Anyway, so who was the guest host? Was it Mersh?
Get some love and some big ups for It's a Gundam.
Was it Cog? Was it anyone who people predicted? No. The guest host was someone who has been a part of the YouTube wrestling community.
No, because you dropped Mersh at the last minute after fucking Kino Casino told everybody who your lame-ass fucking lolcow guests were gonna be. You fucking did a bait and switch. Not even a bait. You just did a switch to some ball licker who's in love with you.
And has done wrestling commentary before. Cypress TV, who also just happens to be one of my moderators in my stream chats, okay? And the way that I'm doing these hosts, if you can't figure it out yet, all right, is that I don't want it to be the same kind of thing every week. The first week, it was Ethan Ralph because we all knew that Ethan Ralph was going to be dramatic and everyone was going to tune in to see, will he be able to do the show? Will the show be entertaining? Is this guy going to like freaking pass out
He might have been dramatic without the Xanax.
during the show? Or is he going to say something he's not supposed to say? That was the point of having Ethan Ralph on the show. Quite frankly, I think Ethan Ralph was a good host. He actually had a lot to say about wrestling, okay? Although there were things that definitely can be improved. Last night, Cypress TV was a much more less dramatic, level-headed kind of guest host. He knows a lot about current wrestling. He actually had some very interesting takes on some plot lines that I had never even thought about. And I was like, oh, that's insightful. That's interesting. Maybe that's a good take. Maybe that's what's going to happen at WrestleMania. I don't want to spoil what Cypress said because some of these were very interesting takes. All right. So I strongly recommend you give the show a watch, if you haven't seen it yet.
If you have insomnia, or I guess maybe if you just want to like torture yourself or punish yourself, then absolutely watch that. Watch that. Ethan Ralph was the rebound after the breakup. Yeah, he's just like serial dating now. He can't figure out who he wants to pick.
And honestly, I feel like Cypress is well spoken in a way where like he sounds like an internet radio host. He does. Like his mannerisms, the way he talks and sounds on the mic, he sounds like an internet radio host. So it actually worked really well for the show, in my opinion.
Did you see PPP watching DSP's Biggest Dent? I did. And since the Biggest Dent came in here a couple times and like called me a whore and everything, then I watched it. I think I actually watched Kino Casino watch it. So yes, we've seen it.
I even said this last night. I said, I think like last night's Smart Guys.
Yeah, DSP's just going to have his like hoe phase now. You know, like the hoe phase that we go through after a breakup where we're just like, fuck it, you know? So DSP's having his hoe phase.
Was the best wrestling commentary show. It wasn't the best for drama. We did a little bit of drama at the beginning, but not a lot. It wasn't the best for entertainment value. But if you're looking for actual quality wrestling commentary, which is...
It wasn't the best for entertainment value. What the fuck?
The premise of the show, that was probably the best one that I've put out since the show rebooted back in January. Okay? So we are now, 12 episodes in? And I feel like the wrestling commentary is finally hitting a very good level.
That's a phase. Damn it, I'm doing it wrong. No, you're not. Not if that's what you want to do. Do you?
All right. Now,
or do a lot of other people in that case, I guess it would be.
Also, we got us enough support to open a pack of Topps cards.
Yeah, he was scratching at his neck like a fucking crackhead and faked a $25 tip.
Which we did. And there was only 3 packs left, and we didn't get the chase. So that means in the last 2 packs that are left there's a chase card, one of the rare ones that...
Honey, you're going to be chasing them highs that you're after for the rest of your life. I hate to break it to you, bro.
Looks great, and we still haven't gotten it. In the meantime, the next box of cards has arrived, okay? It was supposed to be here yesterday, but it didn't show up. But now I have it.
Well, damn, figure out who to behead because you didn't get your package on time.
So now for next week's show and for the big WrestleMania special that I'm going to do, I'm going to call it a WrestleMania Super Show. I will have 9 more packs of cards to open.
Very good.
And then, to be honest, that's it. I'm not going to be buying any more of these Topps cards. They've gotten too expensive. That box of cards that showed up cost me over $70. So
he charges $100 per pack. He gets he says over 70. First it was 70, now it's over 70. So I'm sticking with 70. So he gets a 1,000% markup. He charges more than the box costs to open 1 pack of cards. And that's too expensive and it's too much. 1,000% profit.
So each pack of those cards was over $10 for 4 cards each. It's like
charges $100 to look at the 4. You don't even get the cards. He gets the cards. He gets the $100 and then gets to open the cards and keep the cards.
What is going on?
You get to pay the money and look at the cards. He gets the money and gets the cards. I mean, it's just sheer retardation.
Why is it so expensive? This whole collecting thing is just completely out of control. I just don't get why collecting has been so overblown. This is very representative of the 1990s.
Oh God, no, Grandpa, don't do this to me. We were almost all alive during the fucking 90s. I was born in the 80s. You were born in the 80s. You're only fucking 2 years older than me. Stop it. I remember the 90s. I remember more of it than you do.
Super show. And I'm going to talk with these guys and see if maybe they want to appear or not. if they want to appear, that would be great. The thing is, I don't want to have a 4-hour, 5-hour show with 4 hosts and we're all talking. It'll never end. It'll just, you know what I mean? What I'm thinking is open the show with my initial thoughts about everything that happened, like my best, my worst match, then bring on a guest. Like maybe have Ethan Ralph on. He comes on for a half an hour and we talk about.
You better leave that man alone. You're already bad news. That's bad news wrapped up in bad news.
All right, and go from there. Very well, it may be if WrestleMania is super exciting, right? And we're all left with a very awesome feeling of wrestling after WrestleMania being so good, then we want to continue. But what if WrestleMania sucks? Then maybe I want to give it a rest, right? So let's see. Let's see how the month goes. Fair enough? Okay. Excuse me.
Wow, you're so fucking classy. I'm so glad I'm sitting down. This fucking douchebag makes my knees weak. Ugh.
Episode of Smart Guys as of now. Ethan Ralph did bring in a lot of hype, but it was number 2. Those bots way over.
Can we get some big ups and some love in the chat for It's a Gundam?
Inflated the views on the show, and then YouTube slowly deleted those views away because they weren't real, and now the show is like 6,500. Yeah, 6,500 viewers for the Ethan Ralph episode. Episode 1 brought in over 7,000 viewers back in January.
7,000 views, you guys. 7,000 with his 216K subs. He got 7,000 views. Are you not like so fucking excited for him?
Okay, so yeah, the view botting was insanely out of control. Stupid idiots thinking that they were going to get me in trouble because Ethan would say something bad and then, because of the view bot inflation, YouTube would catch on or whatever. But it never happened. People are just dumb as hell. They waste their time and money. They're so stupid. Okay?
Yeah, everyone's stupid except you, who's still believing the lies that PPP told you about Gundam. Okay, my dude, that's fine. Yep, I'm sure Gundam is just shaking in his fucking boots to, nobody wants to fucking deal with you, dude. Just like everybody else, Gundam and Mutahar and everybody, their time is valuable. Who the fuck wants to waste hours of time dealing with you?
Okay. All right, a few more shout outs. We've got Hello Voltage with a $2 super chat. Fish Sticks, DSP tries it. Messy hair, DSP dyes it. Great. I have no idea what that's a reference to, but thank you.
It's a fucking reference to that mess sitting up on top of your head, man. What the fuck are you talking about? He had to put the first comment on the Smart Guys video last night because nobody was watching it. That shit is so fucking sad.
I have not tried Fish Sticks, and I do not dye my hair, for the record. If I dyed my hair, it would look a lot better, right? It's so weird that people say stuff like that. You dye your hair. Don't you think that if I dyed my hair and stuff, like I would do enough to it that it would look good? Like I know my hair doesn't look good, right?
Well, at least you're aware. Again, self-awareness is pretty important.
Like if I actually did work to my hair, I would try to get my hair to grow back here because I'm losing hair right here. I would try to get my hair to grow back here because I'm losing hair in the back of my head right here. I try to make my hair even because it's not. You know what I mean? Like I would actually do like significant work to my hair if I was trying.
Please donate to him and donate to him a nice selection of toupees for him to wear.
Done nothing. I've done no work at all to my hair. It just so happens my beard is almost completely white, but my hair has stayed almost completely black for some reason. And that'll change over time. I do have more grays that are coming in on the side. So eventually I'm going to have
blah, 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 blah. Please do something interesting. I'm so bored of you.
It's very sad, obviously, but I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to say about it. Certainly not a topic that I'm like informed on or would know anything about, right? So
that's true of a lot of topics when it comes to you.
Go Eater says, this is not a troll. It's a genuine criticism. Can you stop assuming that because a game doesn't bring in your goal that no one's interested? No one said that. Go Eater, again, people...
It's exactly, we're going to get another sweet chef's kiss, like delicious rant out of this. It's exactly what it means. Every time a game doesn't hit the goal, you panic, and most of the time, you drop the game. So what are you talking about, bro?
misunderstand because you listen to the wrong people. You have to listen to me instead of my detractors. You have to stop listening to their highlights and clips that are out of context.
Yeah, listen to this gaslighting instead. Listen to this narcissist gaslight you.
I am a gamer. My
Lies, gout, lies,
lifelong passion has been video games.
gambling, booze, DoorDash.
That's why I like doing gaming content.
It's easy.
I love being a variety streamer, and I like playing games from all kinds of genres, whether it's a fighting game, an FPS, an action game, an RPG, whatever. I love them all, right? There's a few games I don't like for example, driving games usually I don't like, stuff like that. But in general, I like being a variety content creator, all right? However, I'm not some giant guy who brings in thousands of views every single stream.
And that really bothers you.
I'm not someone whose videos go viral. I'm not someone who gets sponsorships and partnerships or anything.
Nobody wants to work with you because you're a piece of shit.
Anything like that. I am very much an anomaly. I'm very different from the other content creators out there.
Different doesn't mean better. Different and refusing to go and change as YouTube changes doesn't make you better. It makes you a stubborn boomer who's fucking out of touch.
There. I make my entire living
begging for money
off of crowdfunding.
Then turn off your monetization. If you make your entire living off of crowdfunding, turn off your monetization. Don't monetize your streams. Because then really you can say whatever the fuck you want.
People coming to my streams and supporting this content. Do you understand? Because of that, my model for success is
to beg and guilt trip and gaslight people into giving me money.
To be that I do content and broadcast streams that will be funded. All right? It doesn't mean that a game is bad or good if someone supports it or doesn't.
Well, it isn't, but that's what you equate it to. Oh, I gotta grab this. Great thumbnail, looking hella 220.
But I have to put out content that will make money so that I can operate a business and pay my bills and make a living. Do you get it? When you see other YouTubers and the first time that their video starts, it's like, and by the way, this is sponsored by so-and-so, the website builder, or this food subscription service. I can't do that. All right? I can't. I'm not given those opportunities. And if I were, they'd be ruined by my detractors anyway. I can't do that kind of.
Speaking of Gundam, he just dropped a video about DSP
content. Do you get it? So because of that, I have to do content that's going to bring people to the streams and will be supported. Just because a stream is not supported isn't representative of if the game is good. I'll give you a perfect example of this. Monster Hunter Wilds. I played the beta. I actually really liked it. It ran beautifully on my PC, and I only made like $70. So does that mean Monster Hunter Wilds is a bad game? No, not at all. And does it mean that my audience doesn't like Monster Hunter Wilds? No, not at all.
But you wouldn't play it because when you did the beta, it didn't make you money. You're proving our point.
What it means is that for my style of streaming, whether it's my gameplay style, my personality, whatever it is, people aren't enjoying that enough to say, we want this to continue, let's support it. Get it?
Which it either means they're not enjoying the game or they're not enjoying you. And it's usually a combination of both. So you've proved the point that you just tried to not prove.
That's all it means. Now, that's the thing. There's going to be times when there's things that I want to do and I can't. Metaphor, for example. That was a game back in the fall. I played 12 plus hours of the demo of it. I loved it. I thought it was better than Persona 5. I was stoked and ready.
What's up, War Dog Leader?
To play it, but I couldn't get people to show up to the streams. I couldn't get people to engage with me during the streams. They were actually ignoring what was going on in the game, and I couldn't get people to support the streams. As a person who makes a living streaming, this is not my hobby. This is not me messing.
As a person who's makes a living streaming, Jesus Christ.
Around for fun. This is my job.
But if you had more fun with it and stopped begging, you would actually do better. This is why you're mad that detractors do better than you. And they never ask for anything.
I have to find product that I can put out that people will watch and then support. It's that simple.
You're putting entirely too much responsibility on the game. I can pick the most fun game, the game that I love the most in the world. There are people who you couldn't pay me to watch them play the game because I don't like them. The content creators that I like, the content creators that I support, it's because of them. Everybody can do, any asshole can do video games. I can sit down right now and fucking play video games that I love. Anybody can do that. But you have to have a personality, you have to have charisma, and you have to stop being a narcissistic asshole and gaslighting and guilt tripping people into giving you money.
Right?
No, you're wrong. You're wrong in every conceivable way. It's not the game's responsibility. It's your responsibility. Sweetheart, 3 things in the world make you money: sex, violence, and drama. Pick one and stay in that lane. That's it. Perhaps education, but it won't make as much as the other 3.
And that's it. This is not shit talking games. This is not shit talking an audience. That's just life.
It's just you. It's the fact that you fucking suck. I mean, even look at you right now. You're slumped over. You're unkempt. You look like you smell like cat piss. You have terrible quality. You're boring. You're lazy. You're entitled. Gee golly gosh. Let's wonder where the no support comes from. And even if you have a day where you don't make, $11 billion, that's okay.
And it works for me.
I can't be right, though. I'm a detractor. Oh, a simple me. I'm a silly bitch. I forgot. I'm a woman, so I'm an ethot and a whore and a retard, and I'll just know my place.
It may not work for other people. Other people may find
Don't pick the sex option. Well, he's not interested in sex, so he won't pick it.
ways around it, like doing drama content that bullies people and hurts others, but then they get ahead because of it. Other people may become complete sellout shills, where all they do is take in endless amounts of...
Boy, this is all off of like $4. This is off of like $2 tips. Whoever did this, like chef's kiss, big ups. Oh my God, this is so fucking good.
Sponsorships, partnerships, and kiss butt 90% of the time. And then when people call them out on it, they get all pissy about it, because I've done that before, and those content creators got really pissy with me for exposing them for what they really are. But in my case, I am an anomaly. I'm very different from most of...
What, you mean like when Duty got demonetized, but then he just continued to make the content even though he wasn't monetized? Okay.
the content creators that you watch. And you've got to accept that if you're going to watch and enjoy my content. If you don't, that's fine. You don't have to enjoy or watch my content either. And I get it. You know, it's all good. There's enough content out there for everyone that you can watch whoever you like and enjoy whoever.
Right. And I can watch you and I can make fun of you just like anybody could watch me and make fun of me and make money off of that and put $1 in their pocket. So get the fuck over it.
You like. Personally, I like my content. I like who I am. I like the fact that I can be here every day and not hurt others to get ahead and still make a living doing it. I'm eternally grateful for all of you for allowing me to do that. You know, I'm playing Sweet Coden and making a living doing it. It's pretty crazy to think about, right? Thank you so much. And that's that. But no, just because a game didn't bring in...
Look at his viewer. Holy shnikes. $23K?
$150
wow.
on
Holy
a
ViewBot Batman.
stream. It doesn't mean the game's bad. It doesn't mean that gamers don't like that game. It just means that with my audience, it doesn't work. And that's okay. Not everything will always work with a certain audience. Get it? Ryu says, do you think you would ever do a playthrough for yourself, irrespective of your audience's reception? In some ways, like how you did Earthbound back in the day because you loved the game. Yeah.
He's playing that fucking, that Yakuza game. He's playing it right now because he wants to.
Yes, from time to time, that's perfectly viable, right? Here's the thing, all right? What's happened is, since last summer,
Right, Super Wizard. This is the last day he's going to mention anything about Kino Casino or any drama. Holy shit, 29,000.
By more people in a positive light than for a very long time. And even though the efforts now of the guys at Kino Casino is to dump on Phil and make content.
Okay, silly question, but I don't care if I look stupid because I look stupid a lot. That's fine. I'm asking anyway. what is the actual point of view botting somebody? Is it just to like try to get them reported or try to get them banned? Or I don't really understand what the point is of it, I guess.
Out of Phil that will make them money. What they don't understand is that it's too late. I've already been seen in a positive light. There's already more people watching my content and being like, oh, so yeah.
There's a lot of people watching right now.
Actually, what Phil does isn't that bad. In fact, it's quite good. He's just different than others, and that's fine. There's a reason why he has to be different from others because of the situation he's in. He's never done anything heinous. There's no reason to hate the guy, and I like him now, and I'm going to give him a shot. Overall, opinion has gotten much more positive toward me. If that weren't the case, you wouldn't have people who want to be on Smart Guys. People would be running for the hills and want nothing to do with me.
Oh, it's an attempt for like YouTube to think that it's him doing it and then get him in trouble or something.
Right? So that's it. It doesn't matter how, how you like to flip on stuff or change stuff. It doesn't matter. It's already, it's already happened. And now I'm doing much better.
Holy jump to 35, Batman.
Right? I am. I'm doing much better. Overall, streams are going better. Revenue is up. Everything's good.
That's why you said if you got $900, you would shave your beard. And if you got $1,800, you'd take off your shirt. Right. Because you're really doing just like fucking stellar, dude.
All right. So in that regard, I want to do content that's going to resonate with my audience. That again, I'm going to get views, engagement, and support. Yes, I very well right now could be like, hey, let's play a game that no one cares about, right? And we could do that. But to be frank, I don't think that's really working right now. What I need to do right now is find the games that are going to work, to cover topics that people want to hear, play things that people will show up and engage and support, right? That's what I need to focus on right now. Because I'm at a situation now where if I can keep levels at where it is, right? If I can stay at the levels that I was at, things are going to get much better for me and my family and this business. Take a look at the changes that I made in the last 6 months. Multiple camera angles.
Because of the money that you got from Kino Casino. This road that you're going down right now, how you're talking about how many like wonderful improvements that you made, this is going to make you look stupid because this is money you got because of Kino Casino. So, Sweet Papa Stovepipe, thank you very much for the generosity and the 10 gifted. Big ups, everybody who got one. If you're hanging out, make sure to say thank you. William, thanks for the 5. Phil's an E-thought. Ugh, let's shudder at that thought.
So now I can actually do new kinds of content in great quality that I was never able to do before. I've got Pac-Man running back and forth across my keyboard right now.
That's for you. That's not for your audience. Like, what?
I couldn't do that before. I can do unpacking, unboxings, DSP tries it, all kinds of fun stuff with new stuff. My face cam dramatically improved, right? My face cam now is actually professional grade, where previously it never was, right? Now my face, oh, what did I just do? I just screwed up. Oh, shit. I clicked the wrong thing. There we go. My face cam now.
Apparently he's on the front page of Kick. 39,000 people watching on YouTube. And now he's on the front page of Kick, supposedly. I'm going to go to Kick and find out.
I can get this to load.
Hold on. Let me get on my phone and go to Kick.
Okay. Looking much better than ever before.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
so
right.
now when I do new playthroughs, you can see my expressions clearly. And now when I do thumbnails and stuff, it looks absolutely amazing. Like top-notch shit, right? My setup looking better than ever before, looking professional because I have the ability to do all this new stuff that I couldn't do. My gameplay quality, my stream quality, it's all been dramatically improved. So now the sky's the limit. In addition to that, because I'm making what I'm making, we can literally jump from game to game with no limitations. The problem used to always be because Phil is limited in what he can play. He has to buy games and always play them to completion, even if we don't like them and he doesn't like them. And now a new game just came out that's virally popular and Phil cannot play it because he can't afford it. Same thing. We had an idea, Phil. You should
Oh, we're up to 40. I don't know if he's on the front page of Kick. I didn't see him, but that doesn't mean anything.
start building Legos, or you should do this or that. Well, I can't do it. I don't have money. But now I do. Now I have the flexibility to do all of those things that people always wanted me to do. Why? Because I'm making smart business decisions.
X to Gout, can I please get some X's in the chat? He's making smart business decisions.
Because I'm not saying, oh, we're going to force ourselves to play a game that no one cares about and no one's watching and no one's supporting. But instead, I'm playing a game, and if it works, we stick with it. If it doesn't work, we dump it, right? Which is, by the way, what a ton of other content creators have always done. This is not a new philosophy that all of a sudden only Phil has.
But it doesn't take other gaming content creators months to finish a game. If you would get rid of this 2-hour bitch fest therapy session and spent the time gaming and actually played some games, it wouldn't take you months to beat a game. You wouldn't have to spend 30, 40, 50, 60 hours on games that should really take you half the time. Either come on here and play games or don't. Yeah, after 70 fucking hours of a game that should take 30, yeah, nobody fucking cares anymore, dude. I've been hearing about these same 3 games for like 5 weeks. Marty, thanks for the 2, honey. I would donate more, but I'm not disabled just yet. Well, big ups for that. And again, I appreciate your generosity.
Has adopted. This is something that a lot of successful content creators have always done. Let's try a game out on stream today. If we all enjoy it, great. But if we don't, move on to another game that you guys like. But for me, it's like, oh, well, Phil's the devil, because how dare he rage quit a game or rage quit a game? Literally, it's a common industry practice.
But usually you don't make it quite so obvious. One of your huge downfalls is your transparency, which I mean, I guess is a good thing, but because I hate to say that transparency isn't good, because it really is, but you know, it's a 90-minute bitch fest where you don't even talk to anybody unless a little colored bubble around a super chat pops up. You're not talking to people, you're talking at people. And you're usually just shitting on people and being mean and spiteful and resentful and hateful. This is an hour and a half. His stream goes up at 10:45. Fool don't even show up till 11:30. Then he bitches and moans and complains till 1:30. At that point, 10:45, okay, 11:45, 12:45, we're going into hours of being live with no gameplay. So what in the holy mother of fuck?
All of my peers do this, but it's never good for Phil to do something. It's always the wrong thing to do, right? No, this has been working.
Most gamers don't quit games that they like. You're playing games that you don't like because you think you'll make money. This is a really good face. I don't know why. He looks like he's like frowning and sad and pathetic.
For a very long time, it's going to continue to work. I need to stick to my guns on this. Maybe
chats of color matter.
Every once in a while.
They're the only ones that matter to him.
If things are going so well, right, that every other stream is doing well, then I could say, all right, I'm absolutely aware that we're not going to make a lot on this or do well with this. All right. And if that's the case, that's fine. But right now, I want to stay the course of what we're doing because it's working. Let's play the games people want. Let's skip the games that aren't working. Right? I played Assassin's Creed Shadows for 9 hours. It got boring as dirt. The entire stream was disengaged. No one gave a shit about the game. Dump that turd. Flush it. There's no reason to keep playing these games that don't hold interest. Why? I'm trying to entertain an audience. If no one is entertained to the point where they won't talk about the game, they won't show up for the stream, and they won't support it, why am I streaming it? This is my job, right? Why would I even do that? Why would I go to work and do things that don't benefit the job?
Yeah, you sure showed us victory sip.
All right,
victory sip. Are you going to talk about the Switch so I can skip it?
It's this is the key to success at this point. Things might change in the future. For now, this is working. Let's stick with what's working. to keep the success
Yep, this is really working. This is working out so super fucking well for him.
going so I can continue to have these improvements, this flexibility, and better times for myself and my family. I think it makes sense, doesn't it? I hope that makes sense, okay? Okay. All right. Did I shout out everything? I think I did now, right?
How many random screenshots? Quite a few, and I have to purge them quite frequently, which I just did a couple of days ago. But in all fairness, probably 20 or 30 at this point because I only use like one a day. But there are some that are just, they're so deliciously good, I can't get rid of them. But I'm sure that my computer is very angry at me.
Right? I think we got through all the shout outs. Okay. So, folks, we have one news story for today. All right, we do. And it ain't a good one. All right, here is what's going on right now amidst all this Nintendo Switch 2 law.
What's going on right now is some beautiful, yummy, delicious skip juice.
You did that. Now I'll concede and I'll relax our tariffs. So,
Nope.
back on all that stuff. But the common person didn't know. The common person only saw the original announcement.
I am not doing all that. Uh-oh.
Vietnam's average tax on U.S. products is less than 10%, not 90%. I didn't say it. I was giving a hypothetical. All right? I want you to understand something. No, I'm not giving you actual percentages that are real. I didn't sit here and get
Magic Short Bus, thank you for the 5 for the Minecraft meal.
data this
I
morning.
appreciate
all
you.
right?
Thank you.
That was just me saying, hey, if it was this, well, then it's this. You know, oh, that's all I'm
It actually is a little higher still than it was, even at 272 viewers.
how he would operate his business. The only way that he would ever, operate, he would always owe us and never pay until he absolutely needed to. Sometimes it would go a year. He wouldn't pay anything. And then he would pay when he only needed the next thing from us. Do you think that's how you should operate your business? Honestly, if that's just one example of how he operated his helicopters. Can you imagine?
I don't want to hear about this.
All right. So, folks,
Never discuss religion, never discuss politics. I'm smart enough to know this. It's only higher because he's talking ass. Yep.
thank you for a great podcast. We still have some extra time. If you'd like to talk with me, please tag me in the chat. But know that I don't want to
Why are you the way that you are?
talk
There's
about
my
politics
question.
for the next 20 minutes. I don't. I'd rather talk about other topics.
You want the grimace meat wad? I thought it was cute,
So
but
let's see what you guys want to chat about. And let's get some support. As I've said, every single time that we have played Suikoden, we have hit the goal.
he says it different every fucking time he says it.
Let's continue that streak today. We're at $33. Let's get our first membership of the day. Let's get some more subs on Kick. We've just got the one. Let's get some more super chats.
We just got the one. I mean, what a pathetic, poor little bitch, right? I mean, one. When I take the screenshots, I use them as thumbnails or I save them to try to like make memes, but I'm not clever enough to like do stuff like that. But I use them if he's in a particularly dented looking state, I take them to make thumbnails. But I usually try to purge them frequently. But like I say, there are some that are like they're just so good. And it's hard to choose sometimes.
We've got three.
Most of the time I just randomly pause. Like right here, this one looks like he's getting ready to like shit his pants, but he can't clench tight enough. Like this is pretty good, you know?
So far with Princess Luna as the top one. Let's get someone to beat Princess Luna. And hell, let's get a new top tip because the top tip is $5. So let's get someone to top that as well.
Yeah, I mean, a fucking lousy $5. I mean, what the fuck? This lady of luxury over here is going to need more than $5.
Well, all right. Game Boy, how are you? How's it going, man?
Oh, now we're to the part where we're just quiet. Is this the whole rest of the time?
Bonanza. It's July. What date was it? Hundreds of accounts coming back all to spam because they're all bots. So no, I'm definitely not doing that. Tony Hawk 3.4 is July 11th. Okay. I think
Nope, don't care. I don't want you to tell me any video game news. If I want to know, I'll find out for myself. Thank you.
Oh, man. Ugh. Come on, guys. Let's get to $50 of support before the podcast ends. All right, 17 more.
It's so funny, but you just talked about how great you were. You just talked about how amazing you were, and everyone likes you, and you're doing so well. So, I mean, come on.
$dollars, and then when we get to Suikoden,
Where's It's a Me Ken? Where
only have
is
to worry about the
everybody?
100.
Where's Cucky Koala?
to hit the goal and continue that streak. Let's get to 50 right now. Who's going to do 4 gifted subs, 6 gifted memberships?
Don't try to math on the fly. One, you're gonna hurt. You're gonna hurt and embarrass yourself
Or a
simultaneously.
super chat or a tip to get us to 50. Let's do that right now. Thank you, Cracker Jacks. I hope you have a good day. My first gaming console was Pong. Pong for the TV.
No
Meaning it
more
was not-
glory days of Grandpa,
There you go.
please.
Oh, man.
It's been a hard day at talking about how great you are and begging for money. I know.
Later this year, if the WWE game drops in price, which undoubtedly it always does, right?
Sorry, just can't deal with it. Come on, guy, say something. At least read what you're reading out loud. You could do us all a favor. We can see what you're seeing, but we don't know what you're reading. You could at least read it out loud.
All right, well, let's end the show.
No one gives a fuck and no one wants to give me any money. Boo hoo hoo.
Oh. All right, I want to say thank you. It was a good podcast, in my opinion. Last one of the week.
It was good for me.
Remember, when we come back on Sunday, because I'm not here tomorrow, it will be my birthday bash marathon event.
Christ.
I hope that you'll join me on Sunday if you can make it, even if it's just for a minute or if it's all day long. It's going to be chill fun, lots of great vibes, drinking.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have received a last-minute birthday mention.
Food, Minecraft, and more. I cannot wait. So I hope that you guys will come back on Sunday for the annual birthday marathon. But in the meantime,
Up.
I wish you the best. I hope that you have a great weekend. And I will see you all soon. Thanks, guys. And see you Sunday. Okay. Alrighty, folks. Let's get...
He talked openly about how fucking excited he was. Like, 3 or 4 times. Like, literally saying, like, I'm so excited for my birthday, you guys. I'm so excited. So... fucking yikes. Well, if nothing else, you can just about set your watch by him. So at 1:02, he's finished for the day. And thank goodness we had all that skip juice, because holy mother of fuck. He begged super hard at like 12:57, but we skipped it. Well, we can watch it. I think we watched quite a bit of it. Hold on. He sits here in silence. Aya's
What's
awkward. Thanks for the
dinner tonight? I
2.
think we're having pasta. So Italian pasta.
Last support
As
for the
opposed to
goal.
non-Italian pasta.
I appreciate you. The amount of alcohol
How
he's
for us, an
talking about
Ultron or
buying
being
is disturbing. It absolutely is.
Added to Marvel Rivals. Okay. I'm not playing it, but okay.
VLX, thanks for the 5, honey. Only someone like Phil with no friends or people who love and care about him need to go on and on about their birthday. I really truly think the only reason he goes on and on is because he's expecting gifts. I think he needs to constantly remind, it's my birthday, my birthday, my birthday. You remember when you were little and you'd go to school and it was always somebody all day long, like, it's my birthday, trying to like get people to like give them things? Hello, sir? Christ. This guy sucks so bad. This dude fucking blows. I mean,
Am I going to have a bunch of decorations for my birthday? No. It's just going to be the setup.
no, it's just going to be me sitting here with my hand held out saying, money, please. I'm special today.
I'm not going to have balloons or anything. No. To be honest, like, I always went to Party City for stuff, and Party City went out of business. They're gone. They don't even exist anymore. So I don't even know where I would go to get party shit. I'd have to guess I just order it generically online and hope it's good.
You order everything online. What do you mean, Party City? You didn't go somewhere. What do you need for a birthday like thing? What do you like balloons? I'm sure they have balloons at Walmart or Target or anywhere else that you would go. They're balloons, like not fucking emeralds. Like they're not diamonds. Where do you think you go get them? What the fuck are you talking about?
Wouldn't be able to see it in person. But no, I'm not going to have any decorations or nothing. Do I have a favorite cereal? No, I don't eat cereal regularly. But, you know, I do like Raisin Bran, Wheaties, Frosted Flakes. Probably
Oh God, the cereal he eats is as boring as he is. Oh fuck.
like Chex Mix, not Chex Mix, just Chex cereal, like the Honey Nut Chex and stuff like that. Probably pretty good. I don't know. I just don't eat cereal too often.
Marty, thanks for the 2, honey. Gonna drink every time he begs on his birthday. Good luck. You will die. No, baby, don't do that. You will die. That kind of alcohol poisoning would make the front page of every newspaper across the world.
Can I type in chat? Oh, there you go.
Why did someone want him to type in chat?
Oh, man.
It's a hard life. It's a hard knock life, isn't it? Of just sitting here expecting people to hand over their money while you literally sit in silence and say nothing.
If you're wondering why I'm yawning, it's because it's getting warm in here. Today, the sun is out in full force in Washington State. And whenever that happens, this office heats up dramatically and becomes very stuffy.
So the heat makes you sleepy. Okay.
I'm sitting in this office with very stuffy air, and it's making me yawn. I hate it. I don't like it at all. And let's see. So right now it's in the 60s.
Oh God, no, not the 60s. How will you survive that kind of desert?
Lucky because tomorrow's supposed to be very warm, but I'm off. So I don't have to be in here. I won't be sweating it out. But today is supposed to be pretty warm too. So I'm going to be sweating today playing Suikoden.
I guess that was a pity beg. You guys, I'm going to be warm and uncomfortable.
No, we're not going to do any WrestleMania Sims, but later this year, if the WWE game drops in price, which undoubtedly it always does, right? Maybe we'll do some Sims near the end of the year for,
I don't know if I would do any more Sims games if I were you. Your character in the last one just literally laid down and said it's fuck this shit o'clock and died.
Halloween or Christmas. Maybe we'll do that this year. We haven't done it in several years. So
does he use powder under the moobs? You would hope so to prevent the chafing.
Well, maybe that would be pretty fun to do. I'll think about it. We'll see. But no, I'm not promising that. Yeah, I've been thinking about getting an air purifier for this room. It's definitely a strong consideration.
Oh God, please, nothing else in there that plugs in. That fucking house is liable to go up in flames. Do not plug one more thing into that room.
Time of year, we get a lot of pollen and stuff in the air, and I have pollen allergies that affect me. And, likely...
a Claritin a day will, work that right out.
If we keep having 70, 80-degree days, I'm going to have to put the air conditioner in.
Oh God, not 70 degrees. How will he function without melting?
Right now, it's like a one-off day.
Did I miss anything? In Phil language, no. More bullshit. Really just more of the same.
Then it gets cool again. So, for example, tomorrow it's going to be in the 70s here in the United States. And then all of a sudden, it's going to go to the 50s again for the next week. So it's like, I don't want to put the air conditioner in yet, but I'm going to have to. I'm thinking by the end of April, I'm going to have to. All right, so guys, we're really not going to get any more support to hit $50 before we start.
Wow.
That's all I ask, to hit $50 right now, and then we can start.
That's all you ask? Kind of looks like you asking. Wow. English, motherfucker, do you speak it? It kind of looks like you're asking for $150, but.
Which we code it.
Okay.
That's all I ask. Can we do it?
Okay.
Don't want to disappoint the king, do you? Come on.
You just made yourself throw up in your mouth saying that. 69 is pretty hot, not gonna lie. Right, nice. Dude, that was so fucking cringy what you just said. You threw up in your own fucking mouth a little bit. You don't want to disappoint the king, do you?
The pond's out of control where you live, Spawn Killer. It's just starting here. All the trees are starting to blossom and regrow, and so it is starting to hit the nose. Like, oh boy, I might have to get some medication soon for it.
You should be taking medication year round because you always sound completely disgusting. As I did, I just had to mute myself to clear my throat. So, all right, he fucking begs and moves on with his inevitable garbage. So that's enough for me. So I was going to figure out something to stream tomorrow, but since Philipper is taking the day, I'm going to take the day because I think I'm going to attempt a switch from my laptop, which I was using to like edit videos and stuff, over to my actual like PC or whatever. And so I'm going to have to like get all my programs, editing software, all that junk. I'm going to attempt to make a switch because I would like to change up the stream a little bit. And the laptop is great. I'm not shitting on it, and please don't stop working. But sometimes I just don't think that it can't do what I want it to do sometimes for the stream. So I'm going to attempt to make that switch over the weekend. But regardless of whether I do or I don't, I'll be making the switch soon, and hopefully we can do like better stuff and more fun stuff and everything. So I might maybe do a test stream tomorrow just to see like how everything it kind of goes or whatever. But don't, by all means, like don't hang out for it because like it'll be shitty. So I'm just testing it, but we will be back on Sunday for the good old birthday bash. We got to do it. So I thank everybody for hanging out with me today. We had some good rants. We had some good tism, some good retardation. It was all in some, good fun. And, we will, like I say, do this again, react to Gundam's new video next time. I didn't see a new video, but again, I was looking on my phone quickly, so I didn't get to see it. I don't know if we'll have time Sunday because I kind of want to focus on the just, abomination that's going to be the birthday. But maybe a little bit later in the week, we can do Gundam's video and some other stuff. So big ups. I appreciate everyone for hanging out. Marty, thanks for the 2. See you on the birthday stream. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. So I invite you to sub to the channel. If not, totally cool, because I'm not your mom. I can't tell you what to do. Again, big ups, everybody, and I hope to see you next time.